course, there's plans now, and she wants me to be there. So
I get it.
I know. And to be completely truthful, dude, doing indoor shows now,
Yeah.
is bad for me because I have to dress. I have to get dressed to do it, and I like going out in public,
with no pants.
Yes.
Completely nude.
Absolutely.
Winnie the Pooh style.
You like Pooh Bear in it around town.
Pooh Bear.
All right. I don't know what the fuck this is. Let's get this out of here. All right. We live. Whenever you want to hit it, man, you can hit it. We got some people hanging out waiting for us. Let's go.
Is it the end of the world? Yes, it is the end of the world. And it's also the beginning of a brand new, solid Juggalo world for us all to enjoy.
What's up, y'all? Welcome. This is Deck One Dealt, the premier Juggalo podcast. My name is Kyle, a.k.a. Keezy, if you like. Keezy. And these are my friends. Here, we'll start with our co-host.
Coverlaw, y'all. How y'all doing? Peace.
And
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And no Chris today, but we are joined by first-time guest, Peter.
Hello. How you guys doing?
Welcome, Peter.
Please
Thank you.
make your acquaintance, Peter.
Thank you for inviting me to your humble studio.
Yes, thanks, man.
Hey, Peter. Peter, can I call you Icy Pete?
I'd rather you not.
Okay, I'm sorry, I won't. Bad joke.
Technically, second time guest. Just first time in studio.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We did have you on for Juggalo Origin Story once. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was pretty cool.
That was good.
Yeah, it was so memorable.
Man, there's been so many Juggalo. Nevertheless, thanks for joining us, man.
Hey, I appreciate you having me.
To be honest, I don't remember what I did day by day. I try to exist in this world, and it doesn't happen a lot of the time.
And I do want to mention Peter is co-host of the other premier Juggalo podcast.
Yeah,
Yes.
1A below your 1. So
Juggalo Rewind.
I will take that.
So if you don't watch Juggalo Rewind, you a bitch.
You a chunk. Go watch it.
Well, I don't watch it. I listen.
Listening is fine. That's
Okay.
preferred, but sometimes a good watch. You never know.
Yeah.
Something may pop up.
Well, you guys used to be just audio, so I was like, that's just how I already got you in my head.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. So thanks for anyone joining us. Welcome. Shout out to the chat. We see y'all. Violent J the Country Singer and Solid Psycho and DC Fago guy. Just got out of the shower. He was touching himself to the show. Thank you. Gage and DJ Slug. Thanks for joining us, y'all. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
I was touching myself earlier thinking about DC Fago guy, too.
You know what? I was touching myself to you, touching yourself to DC, touching himself.
That's good. That makes sense.
You texted me and said, hey, DC's touching himself. I'm touching myself. And I said, oh, wow, let me touch myself.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Next thing we need to do is a human centipede. Me, you, and DC. You're invited.
Oh, can I join?
Yeah,
I appreciate that. I do feel like I'm skiing right now. I could just start.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So you may have noticed we're down one of our big decks today.
Yep. The biggest deck you could say.
He's gone. He had to do adult things, so we're just holding it down. Put Peter in his spot. That's okay.
Yep.
I will try my best to fill the role.
Well, you're doing a great job so far.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. So normally when you do a podcast, you're scrutinizing Juggalo lyrics.
Scrutinizing is a tough word, but examining and telling stories and
sometimes that seems painful.
teaching. Sometimes it is painful, depending on the song or the album. But we've been lucky so far. I think we've hit some Juggalo classics, if you will. So
Of course.
You thoroughly enjoy it, though, I assume.
yeah, of course.
Yes.
It's fun to go back, and it's nostalgic. It brings up
Yep.
stuff that we've dealt with, that we've lived through, and it's fun to tell stories about, just random things that maybe people outside of the city don't understand or don't know the references to. I wish I had a list to remember, but even our most tasteless season, there's a lyric about Chester's boot shop, and no one knows what that is, but it's a shoe store on the east side of Detroit. That may or may not be the real lyric, but we we're like, hey, this could be it. And
I love that shit because I mean ICP. Like I grew up obviously listening to ICP and shit, and
we love that because they did that.
Yes, and a lot of their lyrics have so many like local references that us being here in Columbus have no fucking clue what they're talking about, like the Xochimilco Mexican restaurant and shit like that. Yeah. I didn't know that until like I think I heard you guys talking about that. I was like, I didn't know what the fuck they were even saying there until I heard you guys talking about that. So
I mean, that's a good way to get your city on your side too. It's like shouting out shit like that. You know, you become a hometown hero. That type of thing.
I mean,
wrestling cheap pop right there.
Exactly. Yeah. And you got people like us down here that have never been to Detroit, but we know shit like Werner and Gratiot and shit like that, you know.
And it makes you feel like you're there. Like when you're a kid listening to it, like you put yourself in their shoes. They're saying these names, describing these places.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, First Day Out is literally a story of walking through the city.
Yeah.
Like you learn different. Well, there's no KFC there, but I mean, it's still like they're progressive, and it's a good storytelling mode, and we're just there to try to impart some of that.
Now they have first Day Out, which that's all Carnival, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then they have just Out, isn't there? Just that's off Terrawell, right?
Yeah.
Which that was kind of the same kind of deal.
Well, Owl is just he is describing a lot of local references and shit in Owl.
True. But it's one of those where you kind of feel like you're there walking through Detroit with them.
Oh yeah.
Halloween on Military Street is always a classic one for that. But yeah, no, those are typically those are my favorite ICP songs, the old school shit like that. You know, where you feel like you're almost walking through, you know, a storybook tale of being there. It's all you could, you know, like a video game, or you can imagine a video to it.
Yeah, I like it too because it shows a level of like, I don't give a fuck if you know what we're talking about or not. Like, this is what we're rapping about.
Yeah,
and
you want to know after that.
Yeah,
you're like, oh man, what is he talking about?
It ignores the like trying to please the masses with every word. Like, you're just like, I'm saying local references, whether y'all like it or not. You know, I love it.
I mean, you're from Detroit,
just
right?
outside of Detroit.
Just outside of Detroit. So what did that make you feel like listening to that stuff as a kid? Like,
I mean, it's nice to, like you said, it's a local tie. It's cool to see someone that big and something that you know. Yeah. I assume anyone who listens to Jay-Z or Biggie who lives in New York, they're talking about my corner or my city, my borough. It's the same thing when they talk about Xochimilco or, you know, the SEPTA bus or any of the local bands. Like, we're doing something with Perpetual Hype Engine or something with like different. We know who that is. It's like just like wrestling. They come out and they're like, you know, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash would come out and wearing a Landing Strip T-shirt, and everyone's like, oh, what's that? Landing Strip is a strip bar on Michigan Ave. But like, we all thought that was funny.
Hell yeah.
Scott Hall's drunk as hell wearing a Landing Strip shirt that he got for free the night before. Yeah. But
yeah, Kevin Nash being from Detroit as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just always
Scott Steiner. Yeah, there's some great. Some of my favorites of all time came from Michigan.
Such a cool history. I mean, you guys have so many cool people that have come out of there. It's cool. Like, here, we don't have anybody shouting out Columbus like that. Like, fucking Guy Fieri left Columbus and now he just calls it Flavor Town. You know what I mean? He doesn't even represent.
The famous people that are from Columbus move out and they don't talk about Columbus.
Yeah, man, they're like, fuck that place.
Yeah, they're like, well, I mean,
we got the fuck out of Columbus.
Exactly. I mean, fucking Busy Bone, prime example.
Yeah.
Claimed he was from Cleveland, which he had family there, and I'm sure he would go back and forth. But, you know, you thought he was from Cleveland. You find out later on, okay, he's from Columbus when you get a little bit older. It's like, well, why didn't he say fucking anywhere from Columbus, damn it?
I know. And we got Rascal Flatts. No representation there.
Bow Wow. Lil Bow Wow was from Reynoldsburg, I believe.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and he never, shouted shit out. But we do have some hometown heroes that stayed underground that shout us out, and they're legends in hip-hop. And shout out to Copyright, shout out to Blueprint, Illogic. I mean, we have some vets here that are insanely dope hip-hop artists that kept it, shouted us out and kept it real here. So
they kept it 55th Street.
Oh, yeah, damn you.
You have a football team that did really well this weekend.
Oh, I heard about that. That said, like, I know you're a football guy. We are not.
I understand.
But
sorry, I didn't mean to derail.
You know what?
No, it's fine.
I'll say this. Yeah, we have the fucking Buckeyes. Michigan has Wolverines. Like, that's so much cooler.
It's badass.
Like, I don't want to be a fucking Buckeye. I want to be a Wolverine.
Yeah, fucking nut. That's so stupid.
Listen, everyone, we just have a Columbus resident that said, I want to be a Wolverine. Victory.
Come and get it. Come and get it. Because you know what? I've been in situations where I was at a party, a football party, where people were watching the Buckeyes, and I almost literally got beat up because of it.
Yeah, man.
So,
I mean, I'm sure,
fuck 'em.
just like I'm sure they take it seriously up there. I'm sure you can imagine the people here. But like us grew up around these people that do care. So like it made me hate the people that do care.
And
you know?
I grew up trying to piss them off.
yeah.
For sure.
Like when Buckeyes would lose, I would post like
would
shit
laugh.
on Facebook and stuff. Like,
I would laugh at everybody like, ha, fuck you. And I almost got beat up for it. I ain't gonna lie. One of my friends did get beat up on campus one time for doing shit like that.
Oh shit. Yeah, man. We don't give a fuck. But yeah, so when I hear people talk about it, I just roll my eyes anymore, but
That's fine.
But either way, Michigan, man, produced some great music over the years. I mean, just a lot of shit came out of Michigan. Today we're talking about old school ICP, which, or I guess the career of ICP, their best end songs,
Sure.
right? So, I mean, that
Spoiler alert.
to me, I mean, I don't know if you
No.
posted that.
no,
whatever.
we did.
But I mean, to me, these are the episodes I love because we're going back to the roots of what it all is. And
It's the reason we're all together here today.
Yeah,
in
I
the
mean-
end, it's not because of fucking Ouija Mac. All right, it's not because of Twizzler.
Twizzler.
It's because of ICP.
Well, I mean, it's a little bit. Twizzler was part
Well,
of that.
today we are literally here
Technically,
together
yes.
because of Twisted. But nevertheless, I mean, you know what? We're going to see. Which me and Peter are going to the show tonight.
It's a date.
Yes, we're going on a date tonight. I'm more excited to see Buckshot, I think, than Twisted.
Oh yeah. Is there going to be any?
Just wanted to throw that out there, I guess.
I'd be interested to see him. I haven't seen him live, so it'll be. I'll be curious to see how he does.
Yeah. Now, are you familiar or do you care about like any of the other opening acts?
Me personally, no.
No?
So we have.
Let's pull it up here. Let me pull up the flyer here.
Okay, let me take a look here. Help me out. Help my old brain.
Oh, there it is. Oh, hold on, wait.
Yeah,
Wait a
so,
minute.
Wait, it's backwards. Hold on.
Come
So we
on.
got. So where's Buckshot?
Oh, wait. Oh, this is the fake one.
I mean, that's far away.
Wait,
I can't
hold on.
really see it.
Well, hold on.
far. Are you?
But bye. Was it butt toss? Bone cocks?
Is Butt Toss part of Buckshot? What is that?
Maybe that's a different name. What about Sperm Fam? Never heard of them.
Never heard of them.
Oh shit. My bad. This is the flyer.
Oh,
Oh
come
yeah,
on.
that was the one somebody sent.
That's
us.
right.
Yeah.
Some Juffalo sent us. You fucking
Somebody
Juff.
sent that to us.
All right, this is the real one.
You
Sorry.
guys are so funny. So funny. Ooh, Moppy has a real logo. I didn't see that.
Have you? So, who's Moppy? You know who that is?
He is Perry Saturn's girlfriend.
Oh,
Are you doing?
What?
wait, hold on. He
No,
is.
No. Do you remember?
Oh man, you got me.
Old wrestling, Perry Saturn.
Yeah,
had
remember
the mom.
Yeah, Saturn. Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
Moppy was his girlfriend.
I remember.
So if
That's funny.
Moppy is a rapper that doesn't paint their face in the red little square and have mop hair, I'm out.
Perry Saturn. Wasn't he part of the flock at one point?
Yeah.
Raven's flock. Where they all dressed like dirty grunge people and like
Yeah.
acted like they were like high and just
Yeah.
followed Raven around.
They like sit in the corner and shit.
This shit was kind of funny though. I liked it.
I like them.
So I'm excited to see. Oh, Drive By. That'll be a cool set.
Oh yeah.
Boondocks. He's fun. I
Wait a
guess.
minute, wasn't that Bye Bye? Oh, that was the other flyer.
Yeah. No. Here, let me go back. You were talking about this one where it said
Bye
Bye
Bye.
Bye.
Frog and Lisp.
Frog and Lisp.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not super into all of Boondocks' stuff,
Yeah.
but he does a very good live show.
I
And
agree.
He knows his hits. And I think a lot of people that we see here do. They know, okay, we have 30 minutes to fill with bangers that people know and that they love live.
Yeah.
I think he does a very good, tight live set.
I agree. Like I was a huge fan of The Harvest. So I was like right off the bat, I was into Boondocks, and then like I fell off immediately after. And so I've always kind of like been wishy-washy on him. But when I saw him at that show earlier this year, I was like pretty impressed. I was like, Boondocks is fucking killing it up there. All right.
Yeah.
Do
Now
your
what-
thing, Boondocks.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Was The Harvest produced by Mikey Clark? I don't remember.
No, the
I think that's Mike P.
Mike P produced The Harvest.
I believe so.
Mike
Okay.
Clark came in with was it the second or third one where it had a totally different sound, and that was really good too.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Not Pumpkinhead, the next one.
Told you I fell off. Crimson something.
Yeah.
This isn't a Boondocks podcast, obviously.
I was never a Boondocks fan. Not saying he's bad. Not saying I like hated or disliked him. I just never. People here know. People who listen know that I'm only an ICP fan, essentially, with this kind of music genre.
Sure.
ICP is really the only group I
But
like.
did you like Bonecocks?
Well, you know, I've never heard, but I will give them a chance tonight. You let me know what they're like. If you meet them, give me them, whatever it is.
All right.
Sperm Fam, though, I am actually excited. I might actually, stand up my wife to go see Sperm Fam.
I'd rather see Sperm Fam than Super Famous Funtime Guys, I think.
By the way, South of Hell was the
Okay,
Mikey
cool.
Clark.
Yeah.
That album actually was pretty sweet.
Yeah, because and we talk about this on our podcast and just in life in general, that there are certain points where a CD or album just sounds better.
Yes.
Crisper, clearer, and that one had a very distinct Mike Clark, cleaner. Maybe it was where it was produced, where it was.
I didn't know that was Mikey Clark produced. That's interesting.
Pretty positive.
I'll have to go back to that one. It's been a while since I heard it.
It's very much more. If it's not, it's heavier guitar rock sound.
Yeah, I do recall some of that, like more like Southern rock
Yes.
type shit. But yeah, that's why I liked it.
Short of, they have a couple very, I wouldn't say offensive songs, but there's like the Lesbianist and in between, like cringy. Like,
Yeah.
Ooh, wow, these are back to back and real weird. But
I mean, when it comes to their sex songs, all of them, like anymore, like I just want to skip the sex songs every fucking time. Like,
I would love to have a good sex life.
me too. But when it comes to sex songs, count me out. Unless it's ICP and it's funny. Because other than that, like, thankfully they don't do it too much anymore.
Yeah.
You know, there's not too many of these groups making like the obligatory middle of the album sex song.
I think we're going to be talking about an end of the album sex song. That's the worst one in human history.
One of the worst
Well,
ICP songs of all time, probably. But yeah.
All right, so I'll come back down here for Valentine's Day. We'll have a sex song special.
I mean, you can get me as cringy as they may be. Like, I'm listening to Cotton Candy and Lil Something Something and shit like that all day long.
Those are fun. I
Yeah.
totally agree.
You know, Cherry
they're
Pie, all that
Just great
shit.
song. Yeah, Cherry Pie. Oh man, such a banger. Those
Yeah.
are great songs. You know?
Yeah. Even I mean, this one might be controversial, but She Ain't Afraid. I think it's fun. I know, but I think it's fun.
It is a fun one. That's when it started kind of feeling like the obligatory sex song. Because back in the day, early ICP, like their sex songs were interwoven in the sound so seamlessly that it felt right. It didn't feel like, okay, we got to stop, so they do their sex song.
Yeah, sure.
It kind of just felt part of the gimmick.
Even Ned Game, I guess, is kind of the sex song of Malenko.
Yeah.
Kind of.
That's probably actually when it really started.
Yeah.
When the dating game, right?
The dating game. Yeah.
Everybody knew it. Everybody knew that sex song. That was when everybody knew it. And that was the only reason people knew ICP back then when we were younger listening to him, because of Malenko and that song.
Oh, see, we have a vote in the chat for a Valentine's Sex Day podcast.
Oh, that's Kissinger's Media. Shout out Vinny Mac.
Yes. What's going on, Vinny Mac? I love you, Vince. Vinny.
We all do.
Oh,
Vinny,
man.
you got another fan here. Peter is a
we
big
all
fan.
do.
We've been a long-time fan. We've never interacted, so
Yep.
props to you.
Hell yeah, man. She Ain't Afraid is an 11 out of 10 song, says Violent J the Country Singer. I mean, have you guys ever made love to that song?
Yeah, for sure. To another woman? Are you asking?
Yeah, to a woman.
To another woman?
To a woman. Yeah, nah.
Yes, to a woman.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Just
real-
saying,
no,
you
not
should
a
try
real
it.
one.
You should try it. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a good one to make love to.
I'll take your word for that.
Yeah. Let us know how that goes. Let us know in the comments if you've done that.
Mr. Green said "Love Song's the best ICP sex song." All right.
Love song is.
Love Song does rule.
I mean, I love that.
Yeah.
Would Bugs on My Nugs be considered a sex song? Because if so, that's my favorite.
Well, sure, but I think that's just straight comedy. Love Song would be the sex song, I would say, of Ringmaster.
Well, okay.
We're excited to go to the New Year's Evil show tonight. I'm gonna probably fill out a little bit more of my CD collection. Maybe I'm hoping if there's a couple that I'm missing. Anything you're excited to see or anything excited about at all tonight to see tonight?
I've never been to a New Year's Evil, so I'm curious to see how that goes. If do they pop a song at midnight? You know, what's the 3, 2, 1? She ain't afraid. Like if you start She Ain't Afraid at 11:58, you know, the pink fun is popping out at midnight. Like what vileness can we do there? But yeah, I'm interested to see Twisted. I always like their live sets.
Hell yeah. Is there a specific reason you came down here for the show, or you just was like, it's New Year's Eve, I'm gonna make a thing of it?
One of my friends, Steve from Pittsburgh, said, "Hey, I want to go. Do you want to meet me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Boom. That's really all it took.
Okay,
so,
cool. Fuck it.
But yeah, no, I always like going to see them. So
Hell yeah.
I don't mind traveling a little bit, even in our older age. We'll travel a little bit.
Why not? What was that? 3-4 hour drive for you?
Yeah, it was
Not too bad.
barely 4 hours. So.
Not too bad to come to a fun show to see Sperm Fam and shit.
And everyone says, I think someone said it in the comments, that Super Famous Fun Time guys, everyone loves. I've never gotten into.
Yeah.
So maybe they will gain a fan. I don't know.
I don't think I've seen them live. I've met the guys and they seem really nice.
I've met the guys. Where the celebrity here?
At the gathering. They're there, but I met them and they seem nice. I got Mr. 8-Leg's autograph because I like his art. I was already a fan of his art. I had some prints and I actually brought one to get signed by him. So
we did hang out with him a little bit.
Yeah. So I'm a fan of him in that regard, but similar. None of their music has appealed to me whatsoever, but I'm sure they put on a fun show, so I'm looking forward to checking it out.
I haven't given much of a chance to them, but not because I'm like, I didn't like or anything. I just didn't know that much. And I didn't, they popped up on the scene for me. It just seemed like out of the blue really quick.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden everybody's talking about it. And I'm like, I don't even know who they are.
Yeah.
I'm not really going to go out of my way to try to listen to them, but we were listening to them our last show, I think. Was our
we played a song or two.
And I thought it was really good. So.
Yeah, they're good at what they do.
Yeah,
like I just don't.
it.
It's just not speaking to me.
Yeah. I like the fun stuff that they're doing. Like it's real fun and happy sounding and.
Yeah,
it's fun stuff, but not the famous stuff.
Super
stuff.
Maybe not the famous stuff. But
I'm good on the guys part.
Yeah, the super fun. It is super fun. I think it is. I think the name kind of fits them, and it's a break from all the fucking too serious, hardcore, wicked shit everybody's trying to do.
And it is funny they're on the same label as Al Azul, who is like the darkest, wickedest version of horrorcore juggalo music you can make, I guess.
Again, the reason why I love ICP so much is not because of their wickedness.
Sure.
It's because of their funny comedy shit. That's the whole reason why I got into them in the first place.
Sure.
So that's the kind of shit I really do like in this, underground kind of bubble we have here.
I feel it.
I like the funny, fun shit.
I do too.
I agree.
I do too, man. Like you can only take so much of that shit. And I think there's like a time in your life where that dark shit will speak to you, and if it is speaking to you, then great, then it is for you. But I think you can just get to a point where you're like, I think I've had enough of that.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I still enjoy it, but it's like that's not what I'm seeking out.
I'll enjoy it if it's done well. It's a good story. It has it can draw you in like a horror movie. Yeah, then I'll like it then. But just to do it and just I'm wicked, here I am. Like that gets old after a while.
Like I think I'll listen to Super Famous Fun Time guys before like AXE, honestly. But
have you listened to their Duel CD that just came out?
I actually did listen to that because my buddy Gage and DC Fago guy both they're huge fans of them, and they insisted that we should check it out, and I thought it was fine. It's
I'm the same. It's good, but I doesn't have like a re-listenable quality.
There's nothing that has been in me that's like I should go back and give that another shot. Like I listened to it once, I was like, I get it, I'm good with that. I'll go back to listening to
the same thing you've listened to a million times. Yeah,
exactly.
I'll go back to listening to my Pearl Jam discography that I just listened to over and over again.
Yeah, man, it's the same shit.
Creature of habit. But
and we all are. I mean, a lot of people are with that. A lot of times for music, I think can just be, oh, it's good, and people accept that as like that's part of my rotation. Let me just throw it in, and people, they listen to music all the time. I don't listen to music all the time. I only listen to it specific times throughout my day. I might not even listen to music at all in a day. And when I do, I put on something that I know you're familiar with.
Yeah.
You know, it's just people like that. People watch the same movies over. They'll go back and replay games. Shit that has replay value.
You know what? I love listening to new music, and all of these artists, like, anytime they release something new, like, I want to hear it and shit, but, like, it's so fucking rare that I listen to something new and I'm like, yes, let me listen to that again. It's so rare. And, like, you know, nothing has done that for me.
Yeah.
Like,
I do that. I listen to all kinds of new music, but it's hardly ever rap.
yeah.
Yeah. It just, for something about the rap genre, I can't get into new shit like I can other genres of music. It's just, there's something to it. So a lot of the rap I listen to is like shit I've listened to for years, and I might hear something, okay, you know, that's cool, I'll throw it in there and we'll see where it goes from there. But
Is that the extent of your Juggalo music listening, is pretty much like ICP and Twisted?
High level psychopathic / magic ninja. Yeah. Like, I don't disrespect that you guys or anyone else go deeper, but I'm not into the buckshots, class, all those other, what I would call like other tier. It just never got to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe I never gave it a chance. Maybe I could
you're not alone in that.
No.
I'm very similar.
I could be spoiled because we're from the Detroit area. So, like, if you were from Ohio or St. Louis or New York and you needed your own local scene, maybe that's, I didn't need a local scene.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
House of Crazies and Esham and Kid Rock and Eminem. Like, I didn't need Joker or these other guys. There's a couple others like in that level that I know you guys listen to.
Low-key.
Yes, that's who I was thinking of. Like, he may be awesome. It just
Yeah.
never touched me personally.
I'm with you 100%, and I feel exactly the same way. You know, having done this show though, and you know, being interacting with listeners and stuff like that, you know, you get so many people that are like, you should check this out. You should check this out. That eventually I'm like, just to shut you up, I'll check it out. And you know, there's been a couple of those where I'm like, all right, I will check that out again. You know, like Low Key especially, like he's undeniably talented, but I can understand why he's so easy to put in that box, and it's so hard for him to get out. You know, but he is very, very talented, and I've recently, you know, been recognizing that and trying to check him out more.
And then for me, it's weird because to me, ICP is like a band. I put them up there with one of my favorite all-time rock bands, right? Like I put them up there with, like, you know, I like Pink Floyd, I like Tool, I like ICP. They're up there with that to me. But you know, people don't come up to me because I like Pink Floyd and be like, hey, have you heard all the other bands that like sounds like Pink Floyd and is in that genre? And do you go and listen to it? No.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of the same way with ICP. You don't
want to,
but people people think just because you listen to ICP and you're in this world that you're gonna, you know, you're gonna like all this stuff that kind of like is in that world. And it's like, nah, it's not really like that. I like ICP. They're one of my favorite bands. Past that, I don't care that much.
No, I think that's fair.
And that's kind of where I'm at with it all. But you know, but just to be in the world, try to be. I'll listen to stuff and I'll go, okay, that's cool. You know, some stuff does stick out.
There's random like specific tracks that'll stand out, especially, you know. But I'm more like, I've gotten more personally into supporting like people doing cool shit and having cool ideas, which is one reason I do like Buckshot. You know, he's coming out with these crazy packaging. Loki's doing the same thing, cool packaging.
Yeah, that shit's really cool.
Cool masks, cool ideas. You know, like I want to support artists, independent artists doing cool independent shit like that, you know. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. I don't want to support all of them because some of them make shitty music and they shouldn't be supported, but but you know, the ones that are making pretty cool fucking music and doing cool shit, you know, let me give you your props. You can have a few of my bucks, you know. And
I hate to say that, like, I didn't mean to put all those people under an umbrella of like bad local juggalo like wannabe. Like, that's just, like you said, that's a corner that they've gotten painted into.
Of course.
There are really bad juggalo artists who just for years just, you know, sat at their computer and rapped into their little shitty microphone with shitty beats, and they painted their face and they thought they were wicked. Like, that's also the stuff that I got soiled on because that's what I saw.
It was the market was so flooded with that. You were just like, oh God, somebody would be like, have you listened to such and such? And you're like, What now?
Yeah.
What now? Okay, yeah. You the last person who fucking showed me something, it was horrible. Like now I gotta. So you just got then that early on we got saturated by that shit. Yeah.
So it's unfair to guys like Buckshot or Low Key who, in my head, are getting stuck in that when I know that they do much better production. They talk about different stuff. They're not painting their face. They have good products. Like, no disrespect to them.
Of course. And I've been on this show like shit talking Buckshot, making fun of his music and stuff like that. And then once I start checking him out more, I got into it, and like I had a couple interactions with him online. He's like such a cool guy doing cool shit. And I even apologized to him, like, hey man, like I'm just fucking around. He's like, dude, I know, like it's all good. Like he's like, if I got mad about everybody who shit talked to me, I'd spend all day doing that, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't have time for that. So I was like, all right, man, you're cool. Like
He's got the right attitude for sure.
exactly. So I can respect that.
We make fun of ICP, which is the reason why we're doing this. So don't nobody else we talk about is
Nobody gets a pass.
Yeah.
Fucking Insane E. You know who you are. Anyways.
I mean, we started our podcast just a whole season talking about how small Jamie Madrox's dick was. So you think that like there's an element of comedy behind the
Exactly.
I can't lie. He does seem like a small dick guy. That fits. I mean, he may have a hog. I don't know.
He
but
has small dick energy. Is that what you're saying?
it does seem like that.
Man.
Not saying he's not talented. I mean, of course, we all love Jamie.
Do you think Monoxide has big dick energy?
Yeah, Monoxide definitely does. I think for sure.
You're so sure about that.
Oh yeah. No, Monoxide's definitely got that energy. He's just like, yeah, whatever.
You know who has the biggest hog?
Who's that?
ABK.
Maybe. I wouldn't. Yeah.
Because he's just so like chill. You just know he has the biggest hog.
Yeah, exactly. He's that like hog in the hog pen that's just like off in the back, just gigantic. No other hogs fuck with him. He's just chill, just sitting back there. You don't know until you get in the pen and actually look.
Is the hog pen like your name for the men's bathroom at a local bar here? He's in the back of the hog pen.
I'm back of the hog pen.
Scaring people
I'll
off.
just let him go, man.
He's the big hairy one with spots.
Are we talking about real pigs?
I don't know what the fuck he's talking
Are we talking about dicks?
We were talking about ABK's dick. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of talking about, I guess. Right?
Well, that said, we're gonna hopefully we get to see it tonight.
That'd be nice. Kind of want to go now. I mean, if that's a chance, is that a chance? Is there a chance of that?
No, probably not.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll show you his nub. What else? Oh, does anybody with the year coming to an end? This is the last day of the year. Was there anything that happened this year that you want to talk about or go over, or any albums, songs, things, anything that you was like, that's a good thing that happened in 2023, Juggalo wise?
I mean, I think the biggest thing for me that happened in 2023 Juggalo wise was Ketamine J.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was probably the most standout thing to me.
That actually was a big one.
Yeah.
Jay being on. Did you watch any of that?
No, I have some weird. I don't know what my problem is with what I can consume media wise. For years, I've watched every interview, everything they've put out, but this slew of him going and talking like to every podcaster in the past like 2 months,
Yeah.
I couldn't listen to. I don't know why, but I get the highlights, but no.
It's like you don't like, you can't vibe with like his whatever mindset you're on right now. I just can't vibe with it. So I'm not even interested.
There were two of them that stood out, and I agree with you. But there were two of them that stood out. The one he went the Harley Williams. What's his name?
Harlan
Williams.
That one was great.
That one was great. And then the other one, the Ketamine J, was a comedy convention where they were doing podcasts there.
Yes.
And that one was different because of that, and it was a whole different type of vibe. So
Yes.
they weren't interviewing him. It was just he was on stage with comedians, and it was batshit crazy.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder if the 2023 is the first time Violent J's done ketamine.
Yeah, I mean that to me, Ketamine J, man. he confessed his love for every man that was sitting next to him, and like sweared up and down that he would fuck them and suck their cocks, and to me that was I mean, I don't know.
That's pretty gay.
Was that Jay coming out? I don't. We almost don't know yet.
Well, I think Some Good Pussy was Jay coming out.
Yeah, I mean, so 2023 could be the year that Jay, like, I guess, unofficially came out.
Maybe.
So either way, Jay,
Big, big year for juggalos.
It is.
Sorry.
This is what we've come up with. This is the first thing off the top of our head. I don't know if a lot of people talked about it, and we haven't gotten to say it on our podcast because we're in a hiatus. But Jay had his comedy show a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, I did
But
hear about that.
I don't know.
What?
If there wasn't a lot of talk.
There was a comedy show.
He did some. It was like
It's storytelling. It
with
was
him
not-
and Colt Cabana, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it was really him telling stories at a comedy club. He specifically said, "Hey, I'm nervous. People think I'm doing a comedy show, but I'm not. It's just him relaying stories."
Yeah, and that's how Jay is funny when
Yeah.
he's telling stories.
Bro, I would go watch that. I would love to.
Yeah,
watch
for
that.
sure. I don't even care if they're true.
I don't either. I just
Just
want
have
to watch.
Jay rambling on about weird shit and funny shit. Yeah, hell yeah.
I believe that can be seen if you go searching.
Oh, nice! I'm definitely gonna go search and watch that
I will
shit.
let you know. I'll send you that.
Yeah,
link
for
if it's
sure.
still up.
I definitely want to watch that.
It was interesting. I don't want to put my spin on anybody's take on it.
Okay.
If they tour it, it would be interesting.
Okay.
I think they need work, and there's pros and cons in this day and age to having a tour about stories that you really could just hear and not go pay for.
Yeah, sure.
So there's pros and cons to it, but for what it was interesting and entertaining.
I would watch that. I would go to that show, man. That sounds sweet. I mean, because like Mankind's been doing that for years, right? Mick Foley.
Yeah. I mean, Undertaker does it now, which is weird.
Yeah?
He's got the one dead man show.
Okay.
But I guess the difference for me is that a comedy, you go and see a local comedian, you don't record it and see it on YouTube the next day.
Right.
This,
Oh,
you're
I
going
see.
to 100%. So would you pay $30 to see it if I saw it yesterday in Chicago, taped it, and sent it to you? And there was no
Yeah.
change to it?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like me as a huge juggalo, yes. But anyone else, obviously, I could understand not.
Now,
you know?
is it the same? I mean,
Well, he's only done one.
Yeah.
And 80% of the stories were already told.
we've already heard all his stories.
That's a hindrance.
Like
If
I
they-
would want to go just to be in a room while he tells those stories. I guess that's kind of the
it's-
appeal to
it's
me.
interesting.
Yeah, and you know what? We're probably not the market for that anyway. If he's hanging out with comedians, he's probably like going to crowds that don't know much about it.
Dude, did you see they're doing a roast of ICP next month?
Yeah,
No, I did not. That's sweet. That's cool.
The Legion of Skanks guys. Like
Oh, they're gonna roast.
Yes.
Oh, that's going to be good.
they're putting that, and they've put on roasts for all their
Yeah,
guys. And
they're
shit like
those
that.
and those guys are fucking vicious roasters.
Yes. So that'll be fun. Like
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. Like I love I was already a Legion of Skanks into that world. I don't know if you listen to them or care about them or anything, but just
Yeah.
comedy, assholes.
Yeah,
But-
I'm into New York asshole comedy
Yes.
as well. I wasn't so much in the Legion of the Skanks. I have satellite comedians that I like that know them
Yes.
and they hang out with them.
They're
but
all
yeah.
together. So
It's all East Coast comedy.
yes. So the fact
which
that,
is far superior than fucking West Coast comedy.
absolutely, and the fact that those worlds are colliding, like I love it. I can't fucking wait to see how that goes down, and I can't wait to watch that. Like
Yeah.
that sounds fucking great. See,
And I'm glad that ICP are getting in that world with them so they're not their enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you're the enemies of those people, they're going to fucking destroy you.
Yeah,
like
man.
absolutely destroy you.
plus this is almost like it's kind of reinvigorating them,
Yeah.
like in like a pop culture sense. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
ICP's kind of been in the background pop culturally for a little while. So for them to kind of come out in like this other outlet,
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool to get like more eyes on them. And anytime I get to see ICP do more ICP shit, I'm happy.
Yeah,
So.
and there's East Coast comedies like comedians like ICP. They don't talk about them, but they do like them. You can tell.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen like pictures of ICP in the background of like some of the comedians I watch their podcasts and
Sure.
stuff. They never talk about them, but
They're hilarious. Why wouldn't
they
comedians
like them.
ICP?
And I think a lot of them look at them as like the locals or whatever. But we can rip these guys, but we still love them. That kind of thing. So I like that. Yeah, I'm totally into that shit. I can't wait for the next year. Hopefully we get some new kind of avenues of going into the pop culture and shit like that. So
Yeah, man. I'm all for it. I mean, to see if Jay tours his little comedy show, that'll be great, man. I hope he does.
Even if they do it like at the Gathering as a I wouldn't stay up for it, but like a 4 a.m. I'm at a tent. I'm going to tell stories.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's different.
That sounds great.
They did it on the Patreon stuff, but they've never done it as like a scheduled event at a gathering.
That would be sweet, man. I wish they did more shit like that.
I will say I want to do the hayride shit.
Oh, I do too.
Because I saw the video last year of the hayride that we didn't go to.
Yeah.
And it was fucking amazing. Dude, they had flipped cars out in the field. They were doing a whole alien invasion thing. So like as the hayride went, you saw different setups that they built. And like Jay and Shaggy are just being retarded, acting funny, and it looked great. It was fun.
It was like a planned, like scripted, like almost like a performance.
It was a performance, yeah. And they actually had like cool shit out there. They had, like I said, they had vehicles out there. Looked like they had people dressed up in military shit. Like they were fighting the aliens.
That
and
sounds
stuff.
so dope.
Yeah, it was really cool. And then Jay's just going, ah! He's like screaming like a girl. It was pretty funny.
Oh shit, that's great.
I've said it a million times, but when they want to do something and they hit a home run, they hit a fucking home run.
Yeah, I don't think that gets enough attention. I'm kind of glad, because the hayride will probably have fucking gigantic lines.
Yeah. I mean, they only sell a set amount of tickets to that anyways. But
yeah, I would like to do that.
That is dope. That'd be very dope. As far as what happened this year, just to bring it back to that, we were talking about Ketamine Jay. That was a big thing this year. Jay just doing all the podcasts was a big thing this year.
Yeah, for sure.
The breakup.
Oh yeah.
Which I don't even know if it's a real breakup, but
we lost Shaggy and the Creep this year.
Was it? Damn, that seems like.
I know this year has been crazy. But what's really happened?
And you know what? I realized they don't follow each other anymore either. So something happened there, man. Like, do you know the secret? What happened there?
Oh shit! Oh my god!
Oh shit!
I'll whisper it.
You heard it here first.
I'm very curious about how that all panned out, but
yeah, we'll talk about it on our date tonight.
Okay. But yeah, man, like there's that shit. Like ICP musically, they put out Wicked Vic. No, not Wicked Vic. What was the third one?
Not Pug Ugly.
The one they changed the name.
Whoa. What is it? Weeping Woe the Warrior? Who knows?
Why is he a weeping warrior?
Weeping Woe the Warrior? or
Warrior?
I don't know.
Worrywart?
The album sucked, right?
I can't remember much off of
See?
it without looking at it. Yeah.
I think it was more forgettable and boring than it was like horrible.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, that's what ICP put out this year, other than their solo albums.
Bloody Sunday came out this year?
I think that came out, around like February-ish. Yeah, because that was the Juggalo Day release this year, I think.
Yeah.
Man, no word on the 6th.
I mean, it was no word on the 6th. I was hoping for that, we were hoping for that at the Hollow Wicked.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, nothing. So
Nothing.
I'm in the belief that they haven't even thought or started that yet. Honestly.
Really?
Yeah. I truly don't even think they.
Maybe they'll announce it at Juggalo Day this year.
Maybe they'll just drop it.
Oh,
yeah,
just
maybe.
Boom, here it is.
That'd be sweet, like Kamikaze style.
I don't know. I'm just looking at all the evidence there. ICP have not been hanging around each other. They haven't really been doing much together, even since the gathering. Even before the gathering, they weren't hanging around with each other.
It's
and
true.
it just, I don't know. I don't see a lot of. I think they literally took a break and were like, I'm not working on it. We're not working on ICP. We're taking a fucking break from it. So it might be a couple more years, dude, before we get the 6th.
They're gonna be 70 years old releasing Joker's cards.
Probably.
Yeah. I hope I'm wrong there.
I hope so too, man.
I hope I'm wrong on that. I hope we can get it this year, but we'll see.
Let's see. You know what? I think my favorite album of the year was not ICP. It's I would say it would probably be Cabal of the Pit. I listened to the shit out of that album. And if you're not hip to Buckshot and Low-Key and shit, that's the group that like got me hip to them. Like listening to the Cabal, it's so well done, well put together. It's good shit, man. Highly recommended.
Yeah, there were some standout songs on that.
Yeah.
I'll check it out on your recommendation.
Well, if you don't like it, still let me know. That's fine. All right. Well, you want to get into the playlist?
Sure.
You got anything else you want to say about this year? Well, we can still talk over the music, I guess.
Yeah.
For what you were saying that they haven't really done anything together, like ICP's kind of taking a break. I feel like the handful of shows they have done have been tighter than maybe ever.
No,
So-
I agree with that.
So maybe they've done, maybe I'm missing a tour, The Gathering, Riot Fest, Hollow Wicked. Have they done 3 concerts this year? 2 ballers on a
I
boat.
was just about to say that.
But like, I know that Riot Fest and Hollow Wicked were pretty much the same set,
Yeah.
but they were pretty tight. Like they did not miss a beat.
The Gathering was really.
They were tight at the Gathering.
Yeah, the Gathering sounded really good. I was impressed by the Gathering.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I think when you they've been doing it for so long. When you take a break and get back together, there's like a what's the word? Invigorate.
Reinvigorate. Reinvigorates.
Yeah. And they get together and it just they feed off each other because of that time away.
Yeah, I can see
So
that.
I think that helps.
And some of it is rust. I feel like the last couple of years they've been rusty.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're missing shit. You're not putting it together. But I don't know. Something about their shows this year. Maybe it's one of my friends said recently. It's absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
if you go and see their tour, I did this a little bit. I don't know if you guys did. You'd see them in Columbus and Indianapolis and Chicago and Detroit night after night after night. You're like, oh, fuck, okay. It's ICP again. It's the same movie in a different theater. But if you only see them once a year, it's a little better. It's a little more.
Yeah, that's a good point.
something
And
different.
I've been saying that for years now, that they need to stop like just overproducing stuff. They need to take breaks. They need to do this shit. A lot of great bands do that. They won't come together for years. They'll come back and they'll put out something amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, that happens. That happens a lot. So
I mean, you gotta build experience to draw from. Your
Yeah.
experience can't be your just your job. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I guess it can be, but at some point that'll
Yeah.
get boring.
Well, ICP definitely got to a point where they were like just a parody of themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have to take breaks. You have to take long breaks to get out of that funk.
live some
Yeah,
life.
Exactly. And I think that's what they're doing here, and I'm glad. I don't give a fuck if we get the full set of 665 Joker's cards. I just want good albums when they put them out, and good performances when they do them, and they can be years apart for me, and I would be happy.
Well, lucky for you, you haven't gotten any of those recently. Your dreams have come true. But no, we're just kidding, ICP.
We're just kidding, guys. Come on, you're good kids.
You've done plenty of good songs and
Yeah,
shows.
they've got such a fucking history of classic material. I mean, what else can you do? If you put out a great album, great. And I'm sure they will put, they're going to put out some more good stuff. I have no doubt. But man, they have so many memorable songs and just timeless material that they don't need to do anything
Yeah.
ever again.
They don't have to, but I'm glad they do. I'm
Yeah.
glad they do keep doing shit, whether it's great or not. Like, I want to keep seeing ICB make new shit. Like, I just like it.
Mm-hmm.
I've never not had new ICP shit coming out.
Yeah.
So it's just part of life at this point.
Yeah. It's like just checking in on let's see what the homies are doing.
Yeah.
Checking. I mean, that's kind of what they've been for everybody. But I've always liked Taste. I've always liked this song.
This song, like, I never really paid attention to this song. It's just always been like a kind of a
Yeah.
background song to me. It's obviously like what do you call it?
Have a little taste. They're basically talking about the hood going to the government, the rich, the rich people of the world, the hood coming to the suburbs, and I think that's kind of what this song really encompasses the entirety of the Carnival of Carnage concept. I think. Have a little taste.
It's a great point.
Basically, have a taste. Here's the carnival coming to you, to the rich, people who've kept us down in the ghetto. Now you can have a taste of your own medicine. That's what I got from it.
No, that's a good point. It's very funky.
Oh yeah,
I think
I love the music.
I think that's what distracts me. Is like the funk distracts me from the lyrics on this song.
yeah,
It's just like
it's a great. It's got that like 70s cop film funk to it.
yeah.
Great shit.
Is that Mikey Clark?
I would assume so. I don't know for sure though.
Yeah, I think so.
I know I've looked it up and I forgot.
I know some of the. I know Carnival was like half and half. What was it? Chuck
Miller.
Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think, and maybe we're skipping ahead a little bit, we didn't talk about this, but I didn't realize it until after we talked about the whole gimmick here. I was on another podcast talking about end songs to CDs, and I went back and listened. I'm like, oh yeah, like there were some good points there. Now I'm just rehashing it. I was on a underground table. We talked
okay.
about it. And as you see, like these songs, okay, they're good ending songs, ... But there gets to a point where they clearly said, we now have a formula for an ending song. It's going to be slower. It's going to be more thoughtful. Maybe it's going to be a good ending song for a CD, no, for a concert. And the first couple, no, they're good storytelling, whatever's. But they hit a stride where it's like, these are bangers.
Oh yeah,
from there on is
I'm coming home, pass me by, nothing's left, crystal ball, pendulum, like all those,
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, you're right. Like they figured it out. They cracked the code.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
clearly more thoughtful, slower ballad.
Yes.
And
And I will say, "Joke Your Mind" was like the first in kind of hint to that, because I do really like "Joke Your Mind," and it's the heaven song of that era.
Yeah, you're right.
That was their version of what they saw Shangri-La as heaven and thing like that. It was like this dream world they went to. He got shot and died. Joke Your Mind. He's floating through the magic mist. This was the Carnival is God of that era. I believe.
And this is another song too that it sounds so cool and like it's distracting almost. Like it's distracting from the lyrics. And Jay's just so like smooth on it. Like you have to really pay attention hard to really get the topic of this song.
That's funny how you say that. There's a couple songs where I don't even know there's a second and third verse because I think I just listen to it and get lost in whatever, whether your own thoughts or thinking about it. And you're like, what are they even fucking talking about in the third verse? Like I didn't even realize there was one.
And like how many times have you heard this song and like you might be able to recite some of it, but I mean, I'm speaking personally. Like I couldn't recite most of the song.
Well, it's not set up like a typical song
Sure.
either. This is more of like chanting. There's some lines in there, but it's more of like a, like a dance, a chant, a ritual.
But that said, I can recite dog, appeals, cats all day
Yeah, well, of
long,
course.
motherfucker.
It's like that's like a movie scene. Yeah.
But it is weird. Like you just that to me that's just like a sign like they're doing a good job. Like I know I said earlier, like I am a lyrics guy, but if the song is just so good that I don't have to pay attention, I guess that speaks to how good that song is.
Yeah. But yeah, Joke Your Mind. Early on, that was one of my favorite ICP songs when I got into them. As a teenager, I really did like that song a lot.
How do you feel about the Jump Steady version?
I haven't listened to it in probably 20 years. Unless have we gone over that on here? I don't know. I haven't listened to it. I remember it not being like as good, of course, but I don't remember. I don't remember much about it. I don't think I hated it.
Same. I don't remember it being horrible, but I mean, this is infinitely better.
Yeah.
I would agree.
This song rules.
Exhale your every wish. Yeah, this is just Shangri-La, dude.
The piano is just so like magical.
This was an early prototype of the Shangri-La concept.
It's a good observation. Turn it up a bit. All right, I'll skip that. We'll skip through this one.
The next one I didn't know what you would technically call.
So I noticed you put House of Mirrors and Ringmaster's Word.
So I only did this because it's funny how this came up. Backstory: my buddy Kevin was up in Detroit for Halloween. Is it for Halloween? I don't even know how he was fucking. No, he was there for Metallica, and we were talking about the best starting and ending songs for all Joker cards. But then it became, what is really the first and last songs? Like, do intros and outros count? So we were going through the first songs, but a lot of them were really the second or third track.
Yeah.
Like Riddlebox, the first song is really Show Must Go On.
Yeah.
But that's 2 or 3, right? Like there's some
Yes.
filler. I wouldn't say bullshit, but there's some filler before that.
We talked about that. We called them clowny kickers. That's what we call that first song. Is
Yeah,
the
it's the one
clowny
that-
kicker. That's like a carnival start to the album. Like that was part of the formula too.
Yes. But for this one, this was one of those where I'm like, is Ringmaster's Word really count as the last song, even though it's the last track?
You know,
that's the only one I think I really threw both of them on there.
I would say Ringmaster's Word would be just the final track of the album. And I would argue that House of Mirrors could be the final track if it were more of that kind of style of track.
Yeah, right.
But with House of Mirrors just being like a standard ICP song,
Like a standard, ride song.
yeah, like I would hesitate to consider that the final track.
But the title and concept of Ringmaster's Word does kind of fit being like the last song wrapping up, basically what the Ringmaster is,
And what's that?
That's his word. This is the Ringmaster is the Ringmaster.
All he says is, "I have a purpose."
Well, he does have a purpose.
Exactly. There's really nothing there that you can bite off of, but it's just that I think it's a loose concept. Is like the Ringmaster is the boss here. This is his album. Here's his
This is his
last.
album.
Yeah. But to me, one of the best first songs of all time is on Ringmaster, and that's Wax Museum. I love the Wax Museum. I love that intro opening to Ringmaster. But I also think that could be a great ending song, like that type of thing. That type of, maybe switch a few words around and make it more of a closer. But Wax Museum, to me, is like what the fucking Ringmaster album is encompassed in that intro.
It's like they hadn't figured out the formula yet, so they kind of still had it jumbled. Like this song, like if they had figured out the formula, I feel like this song would have been track 2 or 1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right behind the fortune teller thing or whatever it was.
Yeah, because this is essentially like Carnival of Carnix.
Yes. Or Great Malenko,
Yeah, they were still tossing around, like you said, the formula. For sure.
So I think this song is more akin to that kind of intro track, but why they put it at the end is a mystery.
But other than
I don't hate it. I really like it.
Other than the end, Ringmaster was basically there. They had that formula. They were right there.
And ironically, right after that, Murder Go Round would be like a very good ending song because they use it for an ending for some concerts.
Yeah.
And it's a cool.
Yeah.
But they Ringmaster was totally upside down in that regard.
But that the whole middle section of Ringmaster is they have it. They have the formula.
Oh,
down.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
They just fucked up the beginning of the
Yeah.
God damn it, we wrote 1 and 2, not 16 and 17.
But Wax Museum still one of my all-time favorites. Just it encompasses the concept of ICP so well.
That's great.
Amy's in the Attic, and I was always like, I'm okay with doing like a heartfelt ending song, or like even like a fun times ending song. Like they've done that a couple
a
times.
super fun time song?
Well, let's look like. Most of their heartfelt stuff is like Pendulum's Promise, Crystal Ball, blah, blah, blah. But they've had some, like
Bang
Bang
Pow
Pow
Boom.
Boom is a fun one, right?
Even Forever is kind of fun.
Yeah, Forever is really fun. Like, I like that too. Like, I could take both.
Yeah.
Amy's in the Attic is almost like, I don't know, it's like just a typical, not a typical, it's a great song. It's probably one of the ICP's better songs, I think. Story songs of all time, but
I would put Amy's in the Attic more in the same vein as like Under the Moon or Prom
yes,
Queen,
exactly,
rather
exactly.
than like an end song.
Yeah.
The other problem with this that I struggled with for this list, Joker cards or everything.
Yeah.
Because now we're tossing like Amy's in the Attic, When I Get Out. Not really, but then you eliminate Crystal Ball and you eliminate.
Right.
Exactly.
So I just did everything.
Well,
for
because,
our-
and I'm glad you did, because I think when we did talk about
I think
this,
that's necessary to do everything.
especially since we are bringing up the point of them kind of figuring out this formula, because they did start applying the formula to their sideshows. Yeah. I think maybe even Tunnel of Love, you could argue that like When I Get Out, I think is a really good.
It's one of the fun kind of ending
song.
songs. Yeah.
Like, and where else on an album would that song go? You know.
Yeah.
Like, could you see that song as like a track 4?
Yeah.
You know, like that would be weird.
But remember,
for some reason.
4,
remember,
5 maybe, 4, absolutely. No,
Yeah.
Fuck you.
but remember, if we're looking at the formula of the first Sixth era, they didn't even really have that down. They just kind of stumbled on it because that's what rappers did back then. They would put an EP out, but I don't even think they wanted to put Terror Wheel out. Like that was like they had to do that because of they were getting ready to release Riddlebox. Didn't they say that? Like they just went in the studio and made an EP real quick to tide over until they were coming out for Riddlebox. But I don't even think Terror Wheel was planned.
Oh, maybe. I don't remember.
And they're just like, well, we just stole a Moby Picture album to throw it and slapped it on there. Like, so I think even the Joker's Card EP formula wasn't set in their mind either. They just it accidentally happened.
Yeah, I think it probably did, and they just realized like this works.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think they set out to like do that, but they're like, you look,
Yeah.
like the emotional song at the end, the
Yeah.
fun song at the beginning. You know, like they
But Terror Will specifically, what I'm saying is I think that was slapped together. That was their version of slapping something together that wasn't really planned out back then.
It's funny that you say that because you would think they had that formula, and just staring at that right now,
Yeah.
the cover of Terror Wheel has goddamn Ringmaster on it.
Yes.
But obviously Beverly Kills doesn't have Carnival of Carnage.
Yeah.
And even Tunnel of Love doesn't
What
have.
at Beverly Kills does, it's up in the comic logo.
yeah, and Tunnel of Love does
Oh.
have Riddlebox on it
That's
too.
what I was trying to think. Does
Yeah.
it on the cover?
Yeah, I think so. I think it has it in a little heart on the corner.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. So they did do that, and I think that was just them branding.
Right,
But
right.
I do believe, I think they've said it. I'm not going to be able to tell you which interview, but they've definitely said that Terror Will was a slap together thing because they were in this label thing
right,
going with Riddlebox.
Yeah, I could see that.
I could picture that, but I couldn't like see it from the picture.
It took me a second. I was like, oh yeah, I think so.
And then coincidentally, after that, they stopped branding their EPs with
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Joker's cards.
You're
Because
right.
I had other. I mean, maybe you count like, oh, we did Mutilation Mix, or
Yeah.
we did like other random shit. But you're right. Like,
Because by the
Why?
time they get to Bizarre, they're not EPs anymore. They're full albums.
Yeah.
They're just not Joker's cards.
That's true.
can we just skip ahead and say that this is the fucking best one and call it a day?
I mean, this song, yeah, this is one of ICP's greatest. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
well, this is when it really, truly hit. People
Yeah.
were like, oh, ICP's not just this anymore. Wow, this is where this is the magic. This
Yeah.
is the magic of the carnival. I think that's Coming Home really brought that and landed that.
what is it? What do you think it is about this song? Is it like to me, like something about the horn or whatever that is there, like
Yeah.
that noise? Like it's nostalgic. Like
It's also the I can't pick out every instrument, but it's the ding. There's a melody in there, right there. You can
Yeah.
hear it, which is a synth,
yeah.
and that's a really that melody resolves, and it's you know what I mean. It brings you back around to like that heartfelt feeling. So I think that's a big part of it as well. But it's just the concept of it. You know, we're coming home, dude. We tried to go out and do this shit. We're coming home, and it solidified in your brain that ICP were real. They weren't going to go out and sell out on you. They weren't going to go out and change. They came back home. This is where they belong. We're coming back. You know, here we are. So I think that was why it hit so much and why it fit so well.
Is this also, and you guys we're all the same age basically, like, is this nostalgic for us? Like, does a younger man or woman, kid, listen to this and they're like, I don't get it, but fucking I love how Fred Fury ends. And it's like, in 20 years, are they going to talk about how fucking...
Well, we got to
can't
look,
imagine that.
We got to look at it when we were listening to this as a kid. Even when I was a kid listening to this, it felt nostalgic.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just saying, even just to us, like, are we looking at this in nostalgia eyes?
With, like,
or-
rose-colored glasses.
Of
Yeah.
course,
To an
of
extent,
course.
sure.
But I do think this song brings up nostalgic feelings to anybody at any age. This is why this song is such a fucking classic.
Yeah, they're really like capturing like a moment in time on this song.
Yes.
You know.
I can just picture the people pouring onto the stage when they're
Yes.
playing this. Like, that's burned in my brain.
Yeah,
And
that's part of it.
You're saying, like, what do you like about it? I think that it's, again, I'm not musical, but it's almost like a half step slower.
Yeah, oh
Like,
yeah,
it's-
absolutely.
I like that. I don't
Yes.
need it to be super fast. It's the cadence that I really like.
And everything about this song is great too. Like even like this shit. What went through their mind in the studio and like, "Hey, Shaggy, scream over this part right here where you're scratching. Like, you know, like it's just why? Like those kind of little details like is what makes this kind of shit stand out.
Well, I
too.
truly do think that's Mikey Clark.
Yeah.
Being a musician, being he knows music. He's like, a break here with this sound is going to help further this song and make it a good song. So that's why the secret ingredient was Mikey Clark in all these this era of ICP in the 60s. So yeah, it was definitely him. But Shaggy scratched, so he probably was like,
Let's throw this in here. you
Yeah,
know.
so
It was a collaborative effort.
I feel like this could be too simplistic, but again, cheap plug. When we talked to Mike P on our podcast, we brought it up and he agreed to it to an extent. I feel like we'll just say Carnival Carnage and Ringmaster. They were still paying for their time. Like, oh shit, we got to get the $80 an hour to go to the studio. This, I think they had more time and freedom to do it themselves and to do that little shit. Now, I'm saying that because fast forward, the next two, maybe they also did, but they were more on a time crunch, or they were on the studio's time and money. Shangri-La comes out, and those motherfuckers were in the studio because it was their own studio, 24 hours a day. And Shangri-La is just layer upon layer of...
I know. I agree.
Here's like, we're going to use the 8th guitar, and we're going to have the 3rd background like coming out of the left ear, but only 20% out of the right.
That's why they dropped that Wraith
the
high definition thing.
There's so much layers.
It
to
is.
And maybe here too, like, again, I'm not trying to count their money, but this was a point where maybe Mike Clark was like, fucking, we're making something here.
Yeah.
Come on in. I'm not going to charge you.
I mean,
by
that time they were selling out. You know,
they
were selling out Detroit every fucking venue.
Like Mike's on the payroll at that point. You know,
Mike's like
working for them.
Yeah, there was even an interview where Mike was like, I think he said it was during the ring, like during the previous to Riddlebox coming out, like he showed up at a show and didn't know that it was going to be that packed.
Oh wow!
And he was like, oh wow, and I'm sure that clicked. He was like, fuck, dude, and so.
Have you seen that video of them working with Mike making Toy Box?
Yes, where he's just...
That was awesome.
Like,
That's the kind of shit I live for.
Same, man.
Seeing that, oh my God. Yep. Great, man. Great stuff, though.
I feel like every producer has that story, too, which is real funny. Fritz the Cat has that same story where he didn't realize how big it was until he came into a show and they were playing Juggalo Family at I think it was Gathering 01, and he's like, fuck. Like, I did that. Like, these thousands of people are loving that.
It's funny that, like, to them, it's just such a job that they don't even realize, like, the impact.
Yep.
You know, that's crazy.
That's where the artist comes in, dude. Like a musician who is like a technical musician, not necessarily are expressive artists. They just are good at music. Well, then you get the artist in the equation, and that's when they bring in the emotion and the community, the connectiveness. So it's a good mixture, and I think that's what ICP was, you know.
I don't realize how important my job is until someone tells me how much I touch their little cold heart.
I was listening to this song earlier. I was thinking this song might be a good song to, like, if no one had ever heard ICP. I was thinking this might be a good one to show somebody.
This is cool. I've always liked this song. Always liked it.
And oh, by the way, this is another good example. The Wicked Clowns, like, why did you do that? But it sounds so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad,
Yeah.
but it's just weird.
Yeah,
you know,
who
weird
comes up with
decisions.
that? Yeah.
They're good because Mikey Clark goes off of like song structures that are like, you know, pop song structures, like breaks, like these weird, you know, breaks and bridges and solos and stuff. And like, I think he throws his version of that in there with hip hop, you know, just put some scratches in there, put some layered vocals, create a real quick feeling, and then go back into a verse.
He's a master.
You're telling me Chuck Miller didn't do that for his $20 an hour for Carnival Carnage?
Yeah, right.
He's like, okay, press the button,
And they're in there fucking rapping like Black in Your Eyes.
hit record. He had some funny stories. He was on one of those first two when they did the interview show.
Yeah, I do remember him being on one of those. Yeah, those are great. I would watch that. I mean, I wish they still kept doing those, man.
Again,
They're probably a lot of work.
they hit home runs.
Yeah.
And 90% of their COVID shit was fucking home run.
Yeah.
And that's what they're good at. To go back a second, that's what they're good at. And they were so far ahead of their time with like the Juggalo show and podcasts and interviews. Like they are good. Twisted's good at it too. Like off the cuff, being funny and informative. And to be totally frank and honest, the Jay show, the comedy deal, showed a chip in that armor to me. And I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like seeing, you know, Steven Tyler looking like one of the Golden Girls. I don't like Jay looking like he's losing a step.
I feel that.
Oh, I've been seeing that for years now. I've definitely seen that. I think and it's his drug. I think it's been his on and off drug use and stuff like that that's really did that to him.
People say it's the teeth.
Yeah, that's
Like,
part of it
literally,
too.
he sounds like he's drunk. And I really, to be fair, he said he was super nervous, and that's why maybe he was a little more repetitive. But in my head, I'm like, oh fuck, I hope he's not losing. Like you said, like when I started getting into them, I liked the comedy of it. I liked the skits, the fucking what looks like a ball sounds like a ball.
Yeah.
The wrestling, Stranglemania.
Well,
that's the
that was
shit
another
I
thing.
loved.
When they did interviews, they were in character. They had a character they could always fall back on, and like it was just funny. Even if they were saying something stupid that didn't really make sense, it was like, okay, this is like a wrestling character, and it worked. Nowadays, he's not doing that. He's being himself, and it just Plus, I mean, he's older, and the drug use, I guarantee you, has slowed him down as far as like his mental sharpness.
Yeah. I mean, the weed was doing him a lot of favors back in 2003.
Yeah.
Weed J rules.
Yeah, Weed J. He even Weed J was like pulled back.
Yeah.
But he was still funny and clever.
Yeah.
The character thing is funny because we joke about that too. That is that really him or his character? Oh, does he really think that? Is Kid Rock really a lunatic, or is that his character? Like, yeah, now that he is in character telling stories, but in this day and age, you don't have a character. You're you, and it's really hard to. So maybe we're going way too far back here, but I was listening to old old episodes of ICP on Loveline.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard all those. Yep.
God, and there was one that was infamous, but I didn't realize it at the time.
I know what
where
you're talking about.
he was in character and said some shit that should not have been said to multiple callers, but you could hear it click in his head. The first one is like, I gotta keep going. I can't back out of this. But the second one, he backed out of with a joke, and he's like, next caller. Because he realized he went too far.
Yeah.
But he was too far in.
But he's trying to be funny, probably saying some shit about like he was talking like a 15-year-old girl or something
the
like
one
that.
with the 15-year-old where he was like, how big are they? Oh,
Yeah.
we'll meet you up. But then he's like, fuck, we'll see you later.
And to be, I guess to take his, his side, devil's advocate, whatever you want to call it. Back then it was different. Back then shit like that was a lot different.
Oh, sure.
I mean,
100%.
the biggest radio show in the world, Howard Stern was doing that.
Yes.
To
Agreed.
Underage. He did his fair share of that shit too.
Different
so.
time. I'm not
Yes.
saying that
Yeah.
even like 5 years ago wasn't a different time, but
Yeah.
he clearly in the same episode saw one part where he was too far in character
Yeah.
and couldn't back out, and one where he's like, I can back out of this.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I need to go back and watch those. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, I went back and listened to those probably 3 or 4 years ago. I was like, oh yeah, the Loveline shit, and went through and listened to them, and I was like, oh my god, yeah, there's some, like, they had too much freedom to say shit back then. They should have been reeled in a little bit.
Like, I mean, it was just Wild West, like being
Yeah.
on MTV or whatever, like back then. Like,
But shit like the
Girls Gone Wild was like the shown all
Yeah.
the time. You know what I mean? Like,
But shit like the shockumentary was like their perfect characters and
yes.
like
Doses. Perfect
yeah.
doses of their characters and shit.
and
Wicked clown style.
Yeah, and the old interviews during the Malenko eras when they're talking about Disney and stuff like
Yeah.
that's the type of shit that was hitting home runs and really got them, up there and stuff. Like just double down and saying fuck Disney and like staying in these clowny characters was
Yeah.
great, man.
Pass Me By. Classic.
Pass Me By was definitely when you knew that they believed in God, and this was it. If you didn't have a feeling, if you listened to ICP a lot and you didn't think they believed in God and felt some sort of like heavenly connection to something, at this point you were dumb.
Yeah,
You
there's
just-
songs
you weren't
literally
listening.
about heaven. Like,
Yeah.
what do you expect?
When people got all their panties in a bunch about the unveiling, yeah, at some point, maybe it's because I was a little older. I'm like, what the fuck have you been listening to for 10 years? Like,
Yeah.
how do you not realize that? So,
Like, to us, the unveiling was almost like cringe because we get it.
That's it.
We knew
I
that,
thought
dude.
there was something else. We already
Yeah.
knew this.
We thought there'd be like
Yeah.
a more like lore you were going to unveil or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
They literally said it was about fucking heaven and hell. Like, what was the big deal?
Yeah, every card. It was a reflection
Yes.
of heaven. Yourself going to heaven or hell. I mean,
Yeah.
like it was so easy. If you didn't know by now, by Pass Me By, like yeah, you were just out of your fucking mind.
And another one that they ended every show with, right?
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
can just picture people pouring on stage
Yeah.
to this.
Oh yeah, this or you know, as far as the end song, I think "I'm Coming Home" might be my favorite end like song at a concert, but I think "Down with the Clowns" a very close
It's a good
second.
one.
Yep. Down with the Clown's always going to be one of my favorite just ICP songs ever of all time.
Yeah, and this song's great though too because they like let it run for like 10 minutes. You know?
That's what makes it good. Even like Murder Go Round, when they end with it, it
Yeah.
just plays forever. Bang Pow Boom is built to fucking be played forever.
That's a great one.
They are home and in the shower, and motherfuckers are still on stage
Yeah.
and playing that.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. That's funny.
I don't think they do it as much anymore, but when they used to let everyone on stage, we could see that they would just
Dip
exit
out.
out,
Yep.
not do anything, and we would joke like they're in the car, like they're not even in the building anymore.
I got to like last year would have been my first time, so this year would have been my second time participating in a Fago Armageddon, which where I never as a kid you got to run up on stage and throw Fago or nothing. So I made sure I did like last year.
paid his $150.
No,
to
I
do
did
it.
not.
Big ball. out
No,
there.
hell fucking no. There's no way in
Ooh,
hell.
He went up there.
You're selling a lot of these stickers if you're paying $150.
Hell no. I climbed up on tall people's heads and shoulders
Yeah.
and ran up on stage. And I did see Jay just like off on the side,
Yeah.
like, but not even singing anymore, just
Yeah.
like waiting, you know, for his exit. That was great, man. I loved it.
I remember getting on the stage back in the day when they would just get rushed. They wouldn't even be doing like it was before Fago
Yeah.
Armageddon even started.
Yeah.
I remember doing those, but I have never done a Fago Armageddon. I think I just after doing it years ago, I just never cared about getting back on stage.
Yeah.
But I always like you always go, I'm going, you coming? I'm
Yeah.
yeah.
Man, like I'm gonna. There's gonna be a time where I am too old for it. And I don't
Yeah.
feel like I am yet, so I'm gonna keep doing it for now.
That passed me by a long time ago. So.
Like, I mean, any more like tonight at the Twisted Show, you will not see me wild out. You will not see me get super close.
Yeah.
You will not see me. You'll be hard pressed to see me even cut a rug.
What do you mean? You ain't gonna do a jig?
I might dance a jig.
By the way, I did. My mom and dad are going to that show.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. They were actually getting. I got some film of them. They were getting ready for it.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, here.
Earlier today.
Did you send me?
Yeah, I sent it to you. Yeah, I sent it to you. You should be able to pull it up right.
Is it this
Yeah,
one?
yeah, it's right here.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, man. Mom and dad they're getting ready, man. Yeah, they're just.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, if you want to cut a rug, just you'll be able. They've been doing this for years. They're big juggalos.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, dude, mom.
I've
Oh,
been cutter. Boom.
yeah. Yeah, mom's a beast.
Holy shit, dude.
What song are they going to do
She
this to?
she also said she is going to throw her panties at Monoxide. So
Wow.
just be ready for that.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to seeing your mom there, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna dance with her. Is that all right? Do you mind if I dance?
Oh
with
yeah,
your mom?
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. My dad won't even. He probably won't even know you're there. He's got some vision and hearing problems,
Okay, good.
but he should be okay. So you'll be
He's gonna-
fine.
Give you the fucking RKO like he's about to give your mom right there. Spin around.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh shit, it's so funny.
Um.
We'll get
What
to
the
that.
hell?
I'm gonna go take a piss real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, we'll just talk about nonsense here.
Well, I mean, Nothing's Left is one of my favorite ending songs. I think I actually like it a little bit better than both I'm Coming Home and Pass Me By.
Woo.
Yeah.
When did you start listening to ICP?
97,
Okay.
like very, very early 97. I think it might have been that summer.
I just know that especially with those three, Riddlebox, Malenko, Jekyll,
Yeah.
it seems like our era of people are in a group, but they
Yeah.
also gravitate within that group to those
Yeah.
three tiers of like when did you really which one hit you more?
Well, Riddlebox was the first full out ICP album I listened to, and I loved it. Don't get me wrong, but I just think as the progression went to Nothing's Left, I thought it was better music, and it was just better. I just liked the structure of the song better. I like the idea of it a little more, the content of it. So I think to me, musically, structurally, content-wise, it is a better song all around than both Pass Me By and I'm Coming Home. Obviously, I'm Coming Home, Passing By is hard to top those with like the emotional attachments and feeling you get from them. But just a musician, I guess, technical take on it, I do think Nothing's Left is better.
I do like, maybe I've never picked up on it till we're listening right now.
Yeah.
It's a very slow progression of
Yes.
volume too,
Yes,
right? Like
it-
which we'll see in a couple
exactly.
songs, but like I do like is crescendo the word? Like it rises to a point.
Yeah,
and
it's
then-
got a progression, the piano builds up, and then you get to this explosion of piano, guitar, and it just to me it's a better I don't know. I come from it. I mean, I climax.
You missed a lot.
I see. No, this song makes me come too. I'm catching up.
But yeah, when they do their build-ups, I
Yeah.
think it's amazing. And they didn't do build-ups like that until Juggle Brothers. Juggle Brothers to me was the first time I started hearing that like on another level musicianship in their production.
I mean, they did kind of level up. with
Yeah, Juggle Brothers is a big
like
level
production
up.
wise.
Production-wise, it's a huge level up. I'm not going to say it's better than Malenko as far as like just a solid album, but I do love Juggle Brothers, and I think technically, musically, it's better. It's the best thing they put out up to that point.
What about the grammar issues that we're seeing in the chat with triple negatives and Nothing's Left?
Triple negatives. Ain't no wagon that's never been.
Yeah,
whatever.
that's fine.
Oh, just-
Whatever.
I mean, that's just
Yeah.
that's a shitty white guy accent
I'm fine
talking.
with
You
that.
know.
Man, I'm fine with
I was
that.
trying to incorporate the chat here.
No,
Sorry.
good
I'm-
idea.
I know what he's trying to say, and that to me, that's what matters. That's what has mattered with ICP.
I got my eye on you guys. Don't worry. These guys are ignoring you, but I'm here for you.
You know when I might have mentioned this when we talked about this song, but I actually I was, let's see, 14 or 15 when this came out, and I was in my 9th grade acting class, a theater class, and
Sorry to cut you off, but this bridge right here where it calms down and then builds back up.
oh, I love
genius.
this.
Okay, go ahead.
No, the guitar sounds so great. Yeah. But we had to do a thing where we had to just read lyrics to a song, and I picked this song. And like you had to read it in front of the class and everything. And I was a nerdy, quiet, weird white kid. And by the way, I went to like an all black school. And it's relevant because I was the weird white ICP kid.
Yeah.
And I get up to recite this song in class. By the way, I also was wearing a Jekyll Brothers jersey. Very corny looking, like it was a I got it from some guy online. It had Jekyll Brothers. It was really cool. It was a BMX jersey. It had like Jake and Jack Jekyll all the way
Yes,
down the
yeah.
sleeves.
Yeah, that really was dope.
Anyways, I
You
wore
still
that.
have that?
No, I wish I did because I've never seen another one.
Those BMX jerseys were like so dumb at the time,
Yeah.
but one of my buddies is like, I'd get all of them right now.
I wish I still had it. But nevertheless, long story short, I didn't sing it, but I read all the lyrics to all the people in class. They were fucking captivated.
Wow.
Everyone was just like
Dope.
they were like
Yeah.
so into it,
Yeah.
dude. Like everyone liked it. They liked it so much. My teacher told me to bring in the song to play.
Oh, jeez.
And mind you, again, I'm like one of like 2 white kids in the class. Like what's popular at the time is Master P and shit. You know what I mean? That's what they're all like listening to. And so I bring in this song, and then of course at the beginning it's like he's like, "Shut the fuck up, get over here, y'all." And like my teacher like, looks at me, I'm like, I forgot about that. I'm sorry. But nevertheless,
Hilarious.
but the whole point of me telling that story is the lyrics of this song they transcend.
Yes.
You know, it really is that good, and like it's that cool of a message.
And that's what I was telling him when you were gone. I do think I like that better than both Coming Home and Pass Me By.
We got in a big fight while you were gone.
Yeah,
we
we-
scrapped. We
Yeah,
knocked
we were
over the
swinging,
table.
man.
Oof! I'm glad you cleaned it up.
Barely
Thank you.
put everything back.
He
up.
hit me, knocked the rings out of me. It was nuts.
Oh shit!
But that being said, I'm just going to state this and then I'll let you go. Nothing's Left. I talked about that. Cristobal is my favorite ending ICP song.
Crystal ball rules.
Yes, it is my. I may have said Nothing's Left is. I think I said I just like that better than Pat. But Crystal Ball is my favorite. One of my favorite ICP songs of all time. I love Crystal Ball.
It's funny because like at the time, I mean, all the sideshow albums like are kind of like supposed to be like sideshows, right? But Bizarre was so important at the time, right?
I love Bizarre. I
Dude,
did then and I still do.
Same.
This to me is probably the pinnacle they've done, like with Mikey Clark, you know.
Yeah, they really they had their sound dialed the fuck
God,
in.
this was so on point. Both of these albums were so on point. They had they touched on everything that made ICP. Funny, some wicked shit, some
Peak ICP.
banger, just banger after banger,
And they weren't what's great is doing these albums. They weren't beholden to a topic or subject matter with a Joker's card kind of thing, you know. So I mean, I do picture these Bizarre albums as kind of a lot of them probably are Jekyll Brothers B-sides, maybe even Wraith B-sides. But that said, a lot of them I think are just of the time, that's the shit they were making, you know. I love them. I couldn't wait. These albums came out, loved every single fucking song on both of them.
Yeah.
And Freak Show.
Good job throwing Twisted in there.
Yeah, they came out same day, right?
Same day, yeah. I had to get some.
Was it
love.
Halloween
Yeah.
that year?
Halloween of 2000.
Yeah. How was that as a Detroit guy? How big of a day was that?
Well, for us, it was big because it was the double Hallowicked show. So it was, you got the box of Bizarre, Freak Show, and the Hallowicked compilation.
Do you have that?
Yeah, I have all the CDs.
Oh, that's so cool. And that was where the Bizarre covers had the actual
Yes.
pictures of them on it.
So,
Yep.
Right?
I've talked about this recently, but one of the smartest things I did as a kid, fucking I was a grown-ass man at that point, I got all of those autographed.
Oh, cool.
So I have, Jay autographed his, Shaggy his, Twisted theirs on the wings of the Angel.
dope.
And then I'm an idiot, but I had Blaze sign the Hallowicked one because he's on the Juggalo Party.
Okay.
So I just thought it was a cool, four.
Yeah, that's really dope. That's very dope.
In retrospect, now that I'm a snob of collector of audio and autographs and shit, I would have gotten them in red and blue paint pen to match the color of the
Oh, yeah,
thing,
that'd
but
be cool.
It's just Sharpie and you're like, fuck, we didn't know anything.
Dude, I've gotten autographs of black Sharpie on a black album cover before.
I have some bad ones.
What the fuck, dude? That's all I had. Sorry.
Even just thinking about the wrestling figures I've gotten autographed 20 years ago in black Sharpie, you go back now and it's just fading. And it's like, fuck, what was I thinking? So
That's funny, man.
We did a in-store here, psychopathic in-store here, and I ripped off a piece of a beer, a 12-pack beer, and I got that signed, and literally probably lost it a week later.
That's so funny.
I didn't fucking.
I got when I went through for the Dark Lotus in store, I got them to sign my Psychopathic Blacklight poster, which I still have.
Yeah, that was sweet.
And then, so I got all 5 of them to sign that. And I went through a second time secretly, and I got them to sign. Well, ICP signed my Carnival of Carnage, and I got Twisted to sign, and Blaze to sign my Dark Lotus.
Yeah.
nice.
I do have my Red Tails from the Lotus Pod. I remember that store signing. I got that booklet signed by all of them.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's the only thing I have of probably importance or value that is signed by anybody. I did make sure to keep that though.
You said, Peter, you collect, you've been collecting backstage passes.
Yeah, I have a pretty, I don't want to say extensive because I know a couple people that have bigger and better, but yeah, backstage passes is kind of my thing.
That's an interesting one because you probably a lot of speaking for myself, I guess I haven't seen probably any of those. So that would be a pretty cool just fun
Just
thing to look
at,
through.
yeah.
You know?
It's funny. My buddy, who I'm going to the show with tonight, came over and he's very tactile. And so I have a book of old flyers and those, and he would just his eyes lit up and just one,
Cool.
but oh, what happened here? Let's tell a story, and it just gets you talking.
Man, that's fun, man. I mean, especially showing somebody something and they're genuinely interested. That's great.
By the way, the build up to this right here, rain
This part,
comes
yeah.
down. The guitar. Oh man, another one like Nothing's Left where they just nailed it on the build up and the progression here. Go ahead. Sorry.
I always want to talk about this, and I don't think anyone picks up on it, but you may. This part, the guitar, do they not steal it from a Blink-182 song?
You know, I never listened to Blink. I wasn't a Blink 182
Every
fan, so
time
I don't
hear
know.
it on the
Possibly,
radio,
very possible.
I sing in my head. I'm like, rain.
Yeah.
We'll
Very,
listen
very
to it
possible
later.
because Mikey Clark was taking a lot of stuff from pop hip-hop music at that point. I mean, one of the most famous ones I picked on very early on was the bass line to Killing in the, or was it Killing in the Name of? A Rage Against the Machine song. He used a bass line on a Ringmaster. It was a dun-dun, da-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah, I think we watched a video. There's a video on YouTube where they show a lot of those.
Yeah.
And I was shocked by a lot of that.
Yeah, so Mikey Clark was always taking samples and redoing, not only just like taking the samples, like he was replaying them and redoing them. So and all producers do that. Don't
That
let
happens
them,
a lot.
Yeah, don't let them lie to you. They all fucking do that, dude.
Don't let them. I let them lie to me. But we'll save that for another.
They'll replay it. Like
Yeah.
they might change the octave or something, but like they'll replay it.
Very, very dope. I mean, this song, amazing.
That's a good one.
Peak ICP. Skim through. Pendulum
You don't want to
Promise.
listen to 22 minutes of
Okay.
right here. I've been to Spokane, Washington.
I do have nostalgia
I
for
ain't
that,
gonna
but-
lie, I was all for it back then. I would listen to that shit.
Oh, yeah.
If we had a way to edit it back then, like we do now, where you can just make it its own track,
Yes.
for sure. But
Yes.
yeah, I'm not waiting through 18 minutes to hear Blaze tell mama jokes. Or fucking,
know.
You live in a... Oh, no, the two-story Dorito bag was on a song, I think. I remember they were doing that, but
Yeah.
the two-story Dorito bag. Your mama lived in a two-story Dorito bag.
That was on Bizarre. I
Yeah,
think.
that was a song, not the... Yep.
Oh yeah, what or F?
Probably. It might have been what. Might have been what.
Bam, 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 bam.
Pendulum's Promise, I like too a lot, but I don't think it's as good as Crystal Ball.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's
yeah.
like, but it's like a yin and yang. Crystal Ball is like the happy. Pendulum's Promise is like the kind of the dark.
depressing.
Yeah, so I'm glad they did that. They didn't have. There's no way they could have done another happy song that was like as good as Crystal Ball. So.
Yeah.
Can you look at the track listing for one of them? Even just
Sure.
Pendulum's Promise.
Sure.
Just click. I know how you know what you're doing.
We'll go to album here.
I'm just curious now that you say that. Which one had? Is that the whole? What are we doing here? I was just looking at the end. Like,
Oh.
So Behind the Paint, super dark, and
Yeah.
So I was just wondering, is there something to one being light and one being dark?
There may be.
But I also didn't realize there was
Yeah.
one in between them. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
That's my homie baby mama.
Behind the Paint into Pendulum's Promise
Yeah.
would be like,
Yeah.
fucking jump off a roof.
Yeah, no
Kinda
shit.
album. Even I guess Please Don't. I don't know. I never put two and two together that those two had like different themes.
You know what? I don't think that they kind of meant that. They were just like, let's put a happy song on one and a kind of a dark song at the end of the other. I don't think it was too thought out, but maybe I could be wrong.
I think they both work as end songs, but
Yes.
with this being the Pendulum's Promise, I have a feeling that this was probably meant for
Pendulum.
the Pendulum.
Yes.
I would have to
Probably-
assume.
you're probably right. I mean that makes total sense if it was.
Which obviously Pendulum was like a weird album.
now
that
wasn't
they-
that coming out at the same time as at the same
Yeah.
year or before or whatever?
Yeah, the comics would have already been on their run.
They
at
were
this
like
point.
they were like 99 and up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, our last season was about the Pendulum.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't gone through listen to all that yet, but
That's okay. You don't have to follow us.
you know I'm a look, Juggalo Rewind's the only Juggalo podcast I do like. So.
he's been talking about you guys since the beginning.
the,
I know
the
that.
lower tier doesn't get listened to. You know what I mean?
I
Xerox doesn't use
Yeah,
the B
no.
brand.
Look,
Fucking
I like to-
Kleenex doesn't use the fucking toilet paper.
I like to
from
binge
Kroger.
my podcast. You know, and I'm always mad because I'll binge Juggalo Rewind. Like, I'll listen to all of them after the season's over. And I always want to chime in. Like, I want to, like, email you. Like, it was this. This was something that I could chime in on, but I never do.
I
But
do the same shit. I go back and listen to just random. As much as OCD as I am and wanted to listen to something, like, straight through, I'll be like, oh, I want to listen to you guys talk about this. And I'll
Yeah.
go back 2 years, and it's like, well, fuck. Now I can't interact. It is weird.
Nevertheless, but the Pendulum, it's a strange album. That's
Oh, fuck. Yeah, God.
I mean, I think had they made like an actual effort to make it like a true album, maybe it would have been something. But
I won't spoil it, because if anyone wants to go to listen to Juggalo Rewind and hear me talk about it for fucking 14 weeks in a row, it started off hot. The first couple songs were pretty good. but you clearly have the Riders 3 that are in
Yeah.
there that throw it off. You have 2 songs that are very clearly demos. And
Which songs?
Run.
Oh.
And not Run. Are You Wicked?
Okay.
And Confession. Like, it goes off a fucking
Yeah,
cliff.
Confessions definitely.
It's
yes.
like, oh, this is a good concept, except there's no fucking third verse. There's no
Yeah.
punchline. So it just
I see.
falls off horribly.
There's like very little effort was put into actually making that into an album. That's why it's obvious that maybe the comic had like there was more thought put into that and the story and shit. Which I'll be quite frank, I've never read the comic.
I'll save you the trouble.
Yeah, it's that like
Is it
it's
hard to
that
follow?
late '90s like comic book crash era where like a lot of the creators in the comic book industry back then were not great.
Yeah.
I suggest you listen to us and don't read it, or read along like
Yeah.
one of my friends does, because it is funny. It has a set pattern, and then they have the notes in the back, right? Like Jump
Okay.
Steady does like the
Yep.
whatever
Okay.
fucking newsletter. And there's one where he's like, you know what the Juggalos want? More violence and naked women. And from there on, there's just like a weird influx of like, there's one story. I mean, the whole fucking story is preposterous, but like, it's the good versus evil, blah, blah, blah. Juggalo Storm here. And the different Joker cards have like different powers. I think Malenko gives like, so people see things that aren't there.
Okay.
And
Illusions.
so, illusions, thank you. And so they make the illusion of all these women coming up to like distract the soldiers, and they're all like totally naked, you know, and they're like, man, we were downstairs and getting fondled on our erect nipples by all these bad men, but we found you soldiers, and you're so cute.
The dialogue was horrible.
And we're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I mean, the concept is whatever, but as long as there's like some okay dialogue, you could get through it.
And what sucks is like they have such a rich pool of lore
I
and
know.
shit to pull from.
It was its own,
And then they just fucking make up some
horrible.
stupid shit. And
Well,
just-
I think the Chaos comics started out good with like the very first issue. Like it started out okay, and it seemed like it was going in a little bit like closer to the lore you wanted and would expect, and then it just when the pendulum started, it completely went off the fucking rails.
And the last 3 tried to, like your Halls of Illusions,
Yeah.
Mr. Johnson's Head, Hollow Wicked. They
Yeah.
tried to like tell an ingrained story, but yeah, it was interesting. Like we see what they were doing. Props to them for and let me go back another step. Like props to them for putting out a fucking national comic at that time.
Yes,
Sure, of course.
yes.
And you want to go back another step, which I wish we could talk about more. The original Wicked Clowns comic book comes out in '94. Shaggy is 15.
I know.
16.
I'm still impressed by those.
He drew
Yeah.
a 36-page comic with 6 panels each, put it together, drew it.
Yeah.
He's fucking did more as a 15-year-old than I'll
Yeah.
do in my entire
Yeah,
fucking
And trust me, I know. I draw too, and I tried to draw comics when I was 15, and it's not fucking easy. It really isn't.
Yeah.
Like that's why. Always hats off to the work ethic that the guys had throughout the years.
yeah.
Always, from an early age on. That's why they're in the spot they're in.
well, and even those Chaos comics too. They like the art on them. It was good.
No,
Like,
they had a revolving door of artists, but there was one particular from the very first artist from that one with the original cover.
Ups and downs of the Wicked Clowns.
That artist was good.
Yeah.
He was especially with covers. He was really good. I forget his name because I've known him. He's done other comics and stuff that I like. But yeah, then they would get other artists that just weren't that great.
Yeah, it's just a shame they never had a good writing team behind them. Like that said, I haven't kept up with like I don't know if like Twisted's. Have you read their comic? I don't know. I don't
on
know
and
shit
off.
about it.
Yeah, it's an interesting story, but I know the guys who draw and write it, but no, I'm not like a follower.
Okay.
Now, to skip ahead, the Blaze comic is straight One Less G and EP, like lyric for lyric. It is Saturday afternoon. It tells his fucking lore.
I bought that comic because I was curious and I read it and it was like it's almost like laughable, like how
simplistic
how
it is.
simplistic it is. Like there's no story. It's just like
art's pretty-
each the art is okay, but each panel is just like another lyric and Blaze doing a Blaze thing.
Which is what, but like, yeah, ICP didn't do that. They went with let's tell a story, not our origin story,
Right.
but our like something that us fighting the fucking devil, which is basically
Yeah.
what it
Yeah.
turned into. But
Hey, shout out to Kirk. Sent us a $10 super chat for some reason. Thanks,
Oh.
Kirk.
is that just because of me?
Maybe.
Is that like a tip?
Do you know Kirk?
I don't.
All right.
Captain Kirk.
Captain
Thanks, Kirk. Hey, he
Heinrich?
didn't even say anything. He just sent 10
Come on,
bucks.
Kirk. You can say something, bro.
Come on, Kirk. All right. I guess he got a shout out. What more do you want?
Your favorite 3 Kirk Cameron?
Maybe it was Kirk Cameron.
Hell yeah.
He's into Jesus now.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
he's all, may the juggalos find Kirk Cameron.
He would donate right when we start playing the unveiling.
Again, and I like this one a lot. I still like the
Oh, yeah.
unveiling.
Song rules.
It always gives me goosebumps. It's a great like rock ballad sound. So yeah, I mean you can't really.
Yeah, they fucking schooled it. Mike P. I mean, we talked about it before. He had an impossible task and he knocked it out of the fucking
Yeah.
park.
Yep.
His first 18 months there, banger albums.
Yeah.
He did this and Lotus and One Less G in the Hood. Fuck me.
Wizard of the
Yeah.
Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wizard of the
Fuck
Hood.
me.
Yeah, dude, great. I mean, when Mike P came along, I was like, dude, this is another new level of like greatness. The sound here, when they said Mikey Clark was gone, I was, obviously back then, you're like, what the fuck? It was such a big blow. Like, are you kidding me? And then like, I mean, Mike P comes in and you're like, holy shit, this guy is great. So. Always liked Mike P. Almost just as much as I like Mikey Clark, man.
You can't pick which one is your favorite.
Yeah.
They're these very distinct eras that have come and gone
Yeah.
and given different flavors.
Yep.
But it's
And it's
ICP
great that
is fucking a Neapolitan. Like you need the strawberry and the vanilla
Yeah.
and the chocolate. You
and it's
can't-
great that ICP knew to get a great producer to make sure to fill that in and not just go, let me just get random beats from producers cheaply.
You mean like they do now?
Yeah.
I was about to say
yeah.
they either knew that or they lucked into it. If it was luck,
Yeah.
I happen to think they are very skillful. They're
Yeah.
smart.
Well, if
but
they
a
put
lot
out-
of their shit is lucky, and
Yeah.
that's just what life is.
Yeah. Well, if they put out an ad, I'm wondering what that ad said. We need a producer, an in-house producer that's skilled and all these different types of musics, can play live. I'm hoping that's what they would have put out, and that's why it got answered by someone like Mike P.
I think
Yeah.
technically it was more of we need someone to physically build the studio and teach us how to put it together.
Yeah.
And then he had these beats that he was working on for
He just
years and
happened
years.
to be a great musician. Yes, okay.
And he gave them Run and I think Are You Wicked? And like Jay grabbed them.
Yeah.
He's like, come to the studio tomorrow.
Yeah.
He rapped over them, and that's where it went.
And it was similar with Kuma too, I believe. Like he got hired as a video guy. And
Video
he's like,
editor,
he's like,
yeah.
I make beats too. And like,
Kuma's great too, man. And
He gets
Kuma
it.
can emulate.
yes.
I don't know. Yeah, and we watched what Kuma really loves is like electronic music.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's his thing.
That's
but
his
like
passion.
he knows how to emulate like a Mike P or Mikey Clark sound.
Yep. I think it's like he knows how to create the sound they're looking for. Like
Yeah.
it's really like I think ICP are able to bring that out of them as well. You
Yeah.
know, and not to mention now you have 30 years of ICP to draw upon to kind of
Yeah.
get a taste of okay, I can see what you guys are going for now. I mean, Shaggy the Airhead and Devereaux could come in now and
On the beat.
yeah, and make something passable. You know what I mean? But-
I'm hoping the whole, modern rap sound craze dies eventually,
yeah.
and these younger producers can then progress to something that's beyond that. I'm hoping that happens soon, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
But I really do hope. Not saying they can't do it now, but they're sticking to their lanes and what they're making money from.
Yeah.
Did Kirk talk here?
Oh yeah, Kirk said I listened to your podcast all summer working, so wanted to send y'all a tip. Thanks, Kirk.
Hey,
You're
man,
the
we
shit.
appreciate it.
Appreciate you, homeboy. You're the man.
Yeah,
Yes.
fuck you, Kirk. You're not doing it because of me. You're doing it because don't listen to these two.
Bragging because you got money.
Bullshit. I thought it was because of me.
Yeah, I was gonna give it to Peter, but now I know it's for us. So thanks. Now he gets
Christ
nothing.
almighty. Who's in the chat that I know? Boy Kelly, you better be giving some dollars.
Oh shit. All right, so this song rules. We don't have to.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Everybody loves. So let's switch gears to the next. To me, Hell's Pit. I always thought started off like Like Shangri-La was the 6th. That
Sure.
was the end of an era.
Yeah.
I do not count Hell's Pit as part of that era. I really think it's the beginning. Hell's Pit's the beginning of the next era.
I
That's
see that.
how I've always thought about it, man. To me, Hell's Pit doesn't fit into the. I know it's lumped in there, of course, because it's part of the
the story.
the story, but just the sound, the revolving door of producers they had on this. The album isn't as glued together as their previous like 5 were, and to me it's a new era here. So that being said, it doesn't really. It's got some good songs on it, but would you consider this a good ending song, or would you think like the couple tracks in Hell's Pit, like Angels Falling or something, should have been that?
I almost didn't put this on here. Same reason. But then is thy unveiling really the last song? Well, then should the Wraith be the last song if this isn't? That's where
Yeah.
I started getting.
Yeah,
Because you're right. This is more like I don't know, not even a song.
Yeah.
It's just
it's like it's like a medley, but
But
it's
so is the unveiling, kind.
yeah.
But it's just fucking hot.
Yeah.
And this is
the unveiling is almost like a rock ballad jam with like a rap to it. But this is like a DJ set.
Yeah,
like
this
you,
is like-
you hear this in a tent and people are dancing.
Right.
It's
This
just
is
like
something this is something that's playing like before the band comes on.
yeah.
You
this
know,
is like the Golden Girls episode where they didn't have something, and so they just put a clip show from the previous 2 years.
exactly. So that said, as far as being the final song on this album, it's fine. But I think I don't know that anything would have been better per se.
Angels Falling.
I guess so.
I think that is the closest you get to that kind of end feeling, and to me, it's a good. It resolves the story of Hell's Pit. Angels are falling. Like it has that hell feel. It has that horror feel. Like a tragic thing. Like
I feel you. Yeah, I got you. No, I could see that. You can make an argument for that.
For being 2 gimmicked CDs, you're right. One has a bookend, and this has a fucking open.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the back end of this book is just torn off.
It's all
Yeah.
loosey goosey.
I really do. I know a lot of fucking juggalos were Hell's Pit juggalos. They came in from Hell's Pit. We've met a lot of them. We've talked to a lot of them. Hell's Pit brought them in.
Yeah.
And so I hate hating on Hell's Pit because of that, but to me, Hell's Pit is such a thrown together fucking album. There's some good songs on there, but and back then when ICP threw an album together, it was still pretty good.
Yeah.
But I truly believe that.
Yeah, I like it because I think I like it mostly because I do have nostalgia for it. I can listen to it front to back with 0 issues, truly, right now. But I don't know how well it holds up. But I'm glad it did bring in Juggalos. I think the dark, kind of marketing for it
What truly did it.
is what probably brought people into
Yeah.
it. But I think people stuck around for, the suicide hotlines and whatever other
Attack of the Basehead.
like cool like fun stories
Yeah.
and shit that are on it, like bowling balls and stuff like that. I think that's what's sticking people around, or getting them to stick around, I should say. I'm talking out my ass.
Nah, it's fine,
That's
man.
all right.
Go ahead. It's a podcast. We're
Yeah.
supposed to talk.
What else are we gonna do?
What'd you think,
Speaking
man?
of talking out your ass,
Yeah, what do you think about this one? I've always liked this song.
In retrospect, just in general, I don't hate the calm as much as I think I
Yeah.
used to. As an ending track, I don't know, but it's not terrible. It's not a
Yeah.
terrible song.
It's a nice little groove, and I think it's a calm song. And yeah,
I think I give this one a little more grace because I know it's produced by ICP too, and it was like their first effort really at producing.
well, they had a lot of experience at this point.
Yeah.
They've watched some greats do it, so they should have some knowledge now.
Yeah. So for that reason, it's interesting because you're kind of, to me, like when I listen to this, I'm getting like pure ICP's take
Yeah.
on a song like this, And for that reason, I like it. But I don't think the song stands out anyway. I think it's a fine song, though.
Yeah. If we're going by the old formula, it's not ballady enough. It doesn't tell an ending story. It's not a bad song. It's just
Yeah.
not a chapter closer,
No.
if you will.
It's
I agree.
it's them doing something different while talking about how they're gonna be doing something different. You know,
And what I thought about this was like, you know, we don't know what we're gonna do. We're in this phase now. We don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do something. And they tried to experiment, but also try to make like a packaged thing.
Sure.
Like, just be experimental at this point. You don't have to like build up to something.
and
now.
I think they did that more on the Tempest.
yeah,
You know,
For having a 3-story arc of those 3 CDs and a gimmick, they didn't use it at all.
yeah.
you're talking about the Calm.
The Calm,
The Eye of the Storm, yeah,
Tempest and Eye of the
Tempest.
Storm.
Yeah.
Like they're fucking names of them.
Yeah,
are
you're
like,
right.
Yeah.
It's a built-in gimmick.
There's
And-
no there's no lore around
Yeah,
it.
They could've.
They were still trying to do what they knew. Like,
Yeah.
let's build up to a gimmick and do something. But like,
They forgot the gimmick.
yeah, but we're also trying to be. We're doing our own thing and we're being experimental. So you should just one album should have been completely different in the no
Exactly.
gimmick attachment.
And then you see, you know, for example, like at the time, what was this, 2005 when the Calm came out, something like that. Like this came out, like it's got alien imagery. It's weird. The Calm, it implies there's going to be a storm. And then the next album is just a fucking roller coaster.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
What, bro? That's it. Like,
It
okay.
almost seemed like they were like, let's try to do a Joker's card again.
Yeah,
but
it's-
we'll use the
But
storm.
yeah, they were already knee deep in this storm
Yeah.
gimmick, so they were like, let's try to reel it in a little bit.
That being said, Ride the Tempest I do like a lot.
Yeah, I do
That's a
too.
great ICP Ride song that I think they nailed it on that one.
Tempest isn't bad. Like, but yeah, it's
not horrible, no, it's not a
not
horrible
a
album.
leading up to something, a giant storm, and then the fallout. Like that would be a very easy ABC.
I mean, look, the cover of the Tempest still kind of pisses me off, but
I like this. I like the carnival look. Like the actual font of the Tempest is pretty cool because I can see that on a ride at a carnival.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it gives you that carnival feeling. So
the roller coaster sucks though.
oh yeah, the bad Photoshop, the logo, the logos are the only thing that look good.
Yeah.
I've never really noticed the ICP logo font in that. Like that's
Yeah.
interesting. Did they ever use that? Anything else?
I
Yeah,
don't
that
think
looks
so.
really cool. It looks like a circus. I
Like
mean,
old-timey
yeah,
shit.
it looks
the
nice.
welcome, the carnival, like
Yeah.
the big overhead. Whereas on the Calm, that got overused. Fucking crop
Yeah.
circle one. As soon
Yeah.
as I saw that, I'm like, oh fuck that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think. But again, you're gonna put that like on a jersey, like a big fucking. That'd be kind of hard to do.
Yeah.
I don't hate this song. It's slow, and it's an interesting concert ender.
This song is very divisive because people do hate this fucking song, but I like it. I think it's cool.
We've said it how many times now? It builds.
Yeah,
It doesn't
I
have
like
like
it.
the fucking the bang,
No.
but it still builds.
It's a slow build and it builds into like a da, 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 and it's just like a kind of a throw your lighter up
Yeah.
and wave back and forth kind of thing.
Yeah, you're not going up and punching someone in the mouth
No.
like I'm coming home, but like it's
Yeah.
still.
Maybe I'm thinking of wait, what album is Mexico City on?
This one.
It is on. Okay, that's the one people really hate.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, they were like, what was the point of that song? I don't even remember. They were going to Mexico because they were
Talking about
on the
killing
run
people
and
there or
shit,
something,
Yeah,
yeah.
whatever. But no, Tempest had some okay things. I think I think the only thing that brought Tempest down a lot was that they weren't in the studio. I think that's known that they weren't working with Mikey Clark like directly in the studio. They were just kind of taking his beats.
Yeah.
As to where, you know, Mikey Clark always worked side by side with them. We saw video. They're sitting there in the studio while Mikey Clark's putting a beat together. Jay's like directing things. Mikey Clark's saying, no, we need to use this. I think you guys sound better when you're doing these chants. Let's use it. You know, he's producing not just music. He's producing them.
He's not just producing their raps on the beat. He's producing the whole fucking song.
He's directing a movie, and I think that's what set it apart. In this one, it wasn't that. They didn't have a director here. And you know, nowadays they don't have to, like, they never have a director. ICP are literally doing everything on their own now. They do, you know, you don't need a guy in the studio with you anymore. So
You don't need a guy in studio, or they don't have one.
yeah, exactly.
That's,
Yeah.
everyone needs a governor of some
Yes,
sort, right?
you
Like,
need someone to reel you in to say, hey, that's not going to work. I know you want to try this singing thing, but that's not your lane. We're going to do, this is going to sound better. Trust me.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of, like, say Yum Yum, like they worked like in the studio with like Shaggy the Airhead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or how much?
But those guys ain't going to direct ICP.
No.
No, they're going.
The only one that can do that would be probably Mikey Clark, maybe Mike P. And you might be able to get Kuma to step up and be like, that ain't gonna work, Jay.
I mean, this is all speculation.
Yeah, of course.
This is just us, saying that.
Yes.
I don't know any of the 18 producers they've had since then,
Yeah.
but some mark-ass kid who grew up because of them
Yeah.
is not going to come in and be like, hey, guess what, guys? I
Yeah.
think you should do a third take
Yeah,
on that.
that's
Like,
true.
Fuck no.
No way. But Mikey Clark would.
Yeah. Like, nah, you need to do that
Exactly.
again.
And
We'll keep it, but let's try it again.
And if he's not, he would have had to have done that with
Yeah.
them. There's no fucking way. Because leaving ICP to their own devices, we've seen what they do.
yeah.
Yeah, they do bad covers of 90s songs on CDs, which I love.
But the cover songs Mikey Clark was in charge of were good. Really good.
What's
true.
the one, fucking Possum Kingdom?
Yeah.
That's like, I love that song, but goddamn, that's a train wreck. Someone should have said, this is not where this belongs.
Right. Obviously. Very weird choice to put that out.
But
That should have been like a free,
Yeah.
website drop or something like that.
I love it for all the wrong reasons. Like one of my friends, we were driving around, and she was like, "I've never heard this CD," and I'm like, "Well, you need to hear this song." And she's like, "What? Why is no one stopping them from doing this?" And I'm like,
Exactly, yeah.
No one's stopping me from making you listen to this. Like, this is awesome.
I mean, it's no worse, I guess, than some of the ones that were on that Death Pop cover album.
yeah, I mean, those I take as fun.
Yes.
because it was a built-in gimmick.
And some of them actually
There were
slapped.
some good ones. The House of Pain one, wasn't that on the Death Pop?
Jump Around,
Yeah.
Jump Around. That was a great
Yeah.
cover, I thought. But that's them staying in their lane and doing what they're good at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The MC Breed one I fucking love.
Yeah.
Christina Aguilera one.
No. No.
they did that live.
God, I know.
Oh, it's fucking funny. The what's the kids deal?
The what?
The kids Yo Gabba Gabba.
Oh yeah.
know
What
what
the fuck?
I don't know what the name of that.
And you
song
know
is.
he did that too because his kids were probably watching that
Yeah.
shit at that time. Same reason like you get the video game song on Fred Fury because his son's playing video games and shit. That's what I think about that shit too when I'm hearing like the kind of shit they're putting out. Like, what's influencing them to be writing this right now?
I think about that a lot. That their target audience is perpetually angsty high school kids. Right?
Yeah.
But now you're a fucking 50-year-old man singing about Mr. Johnson's head. Like you're
Yeah.
talking. I'm in a classroom, fucking learning history. It's like, no, you're not.
No.
And that's no fault of his. That's every musician or
Yeah.
every artist who's trying to write a book or a story or paint
Yeah,
a
and
painting.
that's fine to channel channel what the youth. It's okay to do that, and I've thought about that
It's
same type of
strange,
shit. Yeah,
but
it is strange. But you got to think, some of our favorite music that we grew up listening to, we go back. They were kids, young when we're doing that. They were doing that, and here we are, going in our 40s and 50s, still listening to the kids doing this
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, that's true.
And taking it like every word as like gospel because we grew up with it and love it so much.
Just like I just found this out last week. Christmas time, "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree" was sung by a 13-year-old girl,
I think I saw that. Yeah.
and that blew my fucking mind.
Crazy, yeah.
She's like, "You will get a cent," sounding like she's 65 years old.
Yeah. I mean, nobody goes, "Hey, let me find this wise 60-year-old musician because I want to have." You listen to young people discovering things,
Yeah.
putting it into their art, and that's what stands the test of time. And then by the time you have the wisdom, you don't really need it anymore. You don't really need to go to that. So you just go back to what you know. So I don't know. I think it's okay to do that.
I think they're
for
definitely.
art.
They're definitely. I think so too. I think they're definitely like. You're tapping into like a mindset when you're writing those kind of songs and stuff too. So, and you have lived that life, and you're still coming from personal experience and stuff like that. So it's fine, but it is weird.
Yeah.
Thinking about like, okay, as a 50-year-old guy writing as a high school student, it can be weird. But hearing them sing it now, we know like he wrote Prom Queen when he's probably 22 years old or whatever.
Yeah. But they're classic ideas. Everybody understands what it's like to be in school, and they're just these classic ideas that you can always go back to, and it's And you can relearn a lesson too. You can forget something, or you can not like implement it into your lifestyle. You go back and listen to something and kind of like relearn it again, and be like, oh yeah.
Not to mention, what do you want him rapping about now? It's taxes and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to hear ICP rapping about how they have to pay their bills.
Yep.
Well, you're saying that they're rapping about what their kids like now.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, they're getting. Yeah, you definitely get some experience from shit like that. But you know, I don't know. It's anytime they make an album, it's almost like it's capturing that moment in time. And I listen to every album kind of like that. And when I listen to like kids these days, I'm doing this. Kids these days, they don't listen to full albums.
No, of course.
No
not.
one does.
No.
So like, but when we do, I don't know. I'm speaking for myself, but I always listen to full albums. I
Yeah.
never just like pick a song and listen to it. You know, so. There's I don't know what I'm getting to here, but there's something to that.
Well, I don't think. I do believe that when I was a kid, I listened to what I thought sounded good, but I also like looked for like meaning and lessons in music. Do kids care about that now? You know,
No.
maybe kids didn't care about it back then. Maybe it's just the individual. I liked.
What do you mean you looked for it?
Like I wanted, I wanted like.
By the way, this song rules.
I wanted a
It's a good
feeling.
song.
Yeah,
Nice and slow.
Yeah, I really like it.
I like the guitar in that one a lot.
I like how Jay's never sung like that ever.
I think he's rapped in that tone. It might have been on Forever. No, not Forever. The Flower one on that.
Oh, Daisies.
Yeah, I think he kind of rapped in that he had that same.
like raspy, like low voice. Anyways, I can't remember what you're talking about.
I can't remember.
How
I
he
don't
was
care.
so deep as a child that you listened for meaning even when.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
yeah. You wanted, I think you wanted to as a kid. I did anyway. You wanted teachers. You wanted, you wanted somebody to teach you something, to tell you something.
You did?
I did.
And you picked Violent J.
Yeah.
I like how we all turned out.
I guess it was. I guess it was better than some of my friends or my like drunk fucking dad.
Jesus. Oh, that took a dark turn.
Sorry, guys. We'll throw a joke in there and bring that back.
I think I might want to go back to the old sound on that one.
Yeah, because that one's really sharp, kind of stingy. Yeah.
Oh shit.
What you need to do is throw that in Audition and drop the highs on that.
I'll let you do that. I'll send it to you.
I'd like to tell you that Blaze does love Starbucks.
I bet he does.
When we do the trivia at Astronomicon, we're always the first thing in the morning with him, and he comes with a big fucking coffee. And
Wow,
we're like late night. He's like,
You got to drop a bitch. You want Starbucks? If I see him, I'm gonna drop one on him.
You're going to get a Starbucks cup signed. Oh, right? You
I should
got
get
to.
one before I go to the show tonight.
Yeah.
Get a Starbucks.
You could probably get one of those glass ones. That way it doesn't,
Oh
degrade.
yeah, I should get something like that. That's a good idea.
those are good ideas.
Not a good idea. Stupid idea, but it's funny, so do it.
I invited Buckshot to come fill Chris's spot today. He said he actually responded. He said he would have if he had seen it earlier.
Nice. Bang Pow Boom is so fucking good.
You would have gotten more than $10 if he was here instead of me.
Maybe. It's okay. Next time, Buckshot. We got you. But yeah, this song fucking rules.
Bang Pow Boom is fucking incredible.
This is them coming. This is their return to the fun final track. You know what? If I Was a Serial Killer is kind of fun. Sounds depressing, but it's fun.
It is. It's like a, yeah.
I mean, he says I would smoke mad crack. That's a joke.
or smoke their hair. Didn't he say that?
Yeah, he does say that.
I'd
Doing
cut
something with macaronis.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of nonsense in there.
So, they're bringing back this song. They're bringing back the epic, fun, long Fago Armageddon song. This song was designed for Fago Armageddon.
Yeah, of course.
It's also flipping the Wraith did it though, so it's not really all of them. Where the reveal of the Joker card is at the end.
Yeah,
It's not like, hey, I'm the Ringmaster, come enter my world. It's like you're going through your fucked up shit, and he's the final boss. He's not the Glass Joe.
Which actually makes sense.
Which is a great, it works perfect.
Yeah.
They all work in their own ways, and
Yep.
no one's asking them to follow a different one each time. But like, that's just what we do is,
Yeah.
look at them.
I like Forever too. I can't lie.
Love Forever.
Great one.
Is this Mikey Clark? Mikey Clark returned for
Yeah.
Death Pop, right? Or he did Bang Pow Boom and
Yeah,
Death
Bang
Pop.
Pow Boom and
But
Death
he was
Pop.
in the studio for Death Pop, not for Bang Pow Boom.
No, he was in the studio for Bang Pow Boom for sure.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because the outtakes they have Mikey Clark recording. You can hear him
Okay.
recording. They're like, "Do this," and he's like, "Hey, bitch," rah," and they're like, "Try it again," and then he's like, "Hey," it's,
I forgot
It's
about
hilarious. You never heard that?
I probably have. I forgot.
It's on my Nuclear Edition.
Oh, okay.
The third disc. You can hear all the outtakes.
Oh, you know what? I don't know if I've ever heard that.
Yeah, and they
Wow.
got Mikey Clark on there.
I miss the days where you would come in and you just have your new stack of CDs. Like, hey, I just went to the used CD store and I got all these for my child. Like,
Yeah.
those are good old days.
I know, man.
We need to find you a Nuclear Edition.
I know. You can't you just can't get fucking ICP CDs anymore.
Yeah, I had to order it on eBay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't cheap.
Yeah. I will say I felt like that when I got my Buckshot package. I ordered 17 CDs from Buckshot's
Jeez.
website, dude. I'm all
I mean,
in.
we got plenty of albums to go over.
Yeah.
So
So we'll go over all of Buckshot's albums. Then that way, when we have them on the show, it'll be a 6-hour long extravaganza of just grilling him with. We should do it like a cop grills, like interrogates somebody with like a really bright light shining right in his face.
I'll let you do that.
I kind of feel like that already.
I know, you're right. Hey man, you gotta just smile for the camera. That's all.
Yeah, we don't want people seeing our translucent skin. That's horrible. We gotta put
Yeah,
some
we
color
do.
on ourselves. You do? Oh, okay.
I live better in the dark, in the black and white, not this bright ass color.
Hey, did you know I found out pretty recently that Bang Pow Boom was supposed to be, or excuse me, Death Pop is supposed to be an exploding balloon?
That makes total sense. That's actually pretty cool.
Like,
Kinda-
Yeah.
like somebody shared some like original
Oh.
art for it or something, and you could see like the piece, like you've seen the exploding picture. Those are all pieces of the balloon,
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, it makes total sense.
right?
It's kind of like a smaller Bang Pow Boom, though.
I always thought he was popcorn.
I didn't even think that. Yeah, I've never
Yeah,
thought
I-
that. He looks like popcorn.
That's
here.
what I'm saying. He looked like a piece of popcorn,
Yeah, and it kind of looks like a package.
and I thought he had buttery teeth.
One of the first episodes of Your Guys that I ever listened to was about the next two CDs.
Yeah.
And now I can't unsee how the missing link looks like the bottom of a beetle. Like you thought like that was his mouth.
Oh, you're talking about? Oh yeah. Hold
Yeah.
on. Let me see.
Oh, I can't even remember.
Looks like the bottom of a beetle.
Yeah.
We said that.
Someone.
That was one of the retarded things we said. Huh?
Yes. Where like you thought those were the legs and that was like the bottom. Like, like the bug is above you. And you're looking
That's
at
the
it like-
business side of the bug.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does kind of look like a beetle. I don't know. I forgot about that. That's funny though.
Well, that's what I'm here for. But I mean,
Pretty
this
funny.
guy kind of does the same thing.
Oh shit. It's funny, man. The song rules though. All right, we'll keep skimming through. I See the Devil.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
This song is just unnecessary. I don't know. I don't even. Here, let me skim through this song.
I've probably heard this, not counting, counting when we went through this album. That was probably like the third time I heard it.
Yeah.
So this is now the fourth time I've probably ever heard this song.
This is this definitely Young Wicked production.
Don't like this. I don't like this version of ICP.
Like trying to be dark for the sake
I
of being
hate
dark.
this. I hate this shit. Dude.
This song is kind of cringe.
Yeah. Fucking hate this shit.
Running out of time. This is just an excuse for Young Wicked to sing, is all it is.
And I don't think this sounds good. I mean, sure, he's okay at singing. He's okay, but
Yeah.
like this to me sounds so like just overdone.
It's
and
trying hard. It doesn't even like. If you played that part and said like you could play that part of a song just out of context for something and said, "I'll give you $100 million. Tell me who this is." They wouldn't be able to tell you.
No.
Like it doesn't even sound like an ICP song. All right, that song sucks, right? We can all agree.
I'm okay with that. I agree. I'm not into Lost at all.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Never have been.
I mean, I remember when we did it, like I remember finding things to like about it, and it was okay, but It's. I mean, I don't think anyone would argue with it if you said it's the by far ICP's worst Joker's card.
It's in my bottom 2 for sure, I would say.
I wonder what's the other one.
Fucking, we're about to hear it in a minute.
Oh, you're gonna say Fearless Fred?
I think so,
Yeah. I would actually agree with you. Like I think I've gone back and forth on Fred. Like there's sometimes I really like it, sometimes I hate the last
Well,
time
that was our first episode, wasn't it?
it was.
And we liked it at that point. I think I've lost it's lost value to me. I
It
don't like
certainly
it as much
has for me. Like I listened to it fairly recently, and I did not like it. Like there's a couple okay songs, but I think I like Flip the Rat genuinely more than Fearless Fred.
There was a lot of buzz though, wasn't it? When it came out, there was a lot of buzz. Like, oh, they're back to their wicked shit.
Yeah.
Well, plus it was like 4 fucking years between Missing Link and Fearless Fred. You know, it was a long ass time. That's the longest we'd probably gone between Joker's cards.
Probably longer between those two than the first fucking 4 took to come out.
Yeah.
Like, you thought those were super far apart, but they really weren't.
Yeah.
They banged those out. I love this whole CD. I won't lie.
Oh, this CD rules.
This one I did not like, and then I've come around to it.
This-
I actually do like this CD a lot now.
This album brought me back into
Yeah.
ICP at the time. Like I fell out around. I mean, after Tempest, I kind of fell off. I didn't buy any more albums after that. Until this album, I listened to it and really loved it, and I bought this album again, and that's what got me back.
I think that I have 2 feelings about it. One, it's a grown-up version. Like,
Yeah.
we're older,
No,
and it's for us.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's just more mellow. It's got the ballady, sappy bullshit that I like. And also,
Some of the topics are more adult.
yeah. And if you put the 2 together, Lost and Found, not that I like Lost, but like some days you're lost. Some days you're into the heavy shit. Some
Yeah.
days
Yeah.
you're not. Some days you want to listen to Metallica. Some days you're listening to Britney Spears.
That's a
Like,
good point.
It's just whatever mood you're in at that day, time of your life, whatever. I'm never in a mood for fucking Lost. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
But like, it's a good yin and yang. and
That's a good point. They did a good job of like redoing that concept essentially, the whole Hellspit and Wraith again. But I mean, they brought it back with like it gave it its own thing again. Like, and they did it. Assuming all these songs were kind of created around the same couple year span, they did a good job of like putting them on their own records and making them stand out.
And this has one of my favorite clowny kickers on it, though.
When I'm Clowning. Is that it?
It was the Kuma produced like track in the beginning. It might have
think it's
been
When
When
I'm
I'm Clowning. Is it?
Or is that on Death Pop? Here, let's not.
Yeah, pull
I
up the
think
track
that's-
list
I
here.
think that's on Death Pop.
Oh, it's Get Clown.
Get Clown.
Get
yes.
Clown.
I
Bye
love
to
that.
your
That's
face.
such a banger, man.
That song does rule. Yeah, this album rules, and it was funny because Lost came out first, so it was kind of like you were. I mean, I remember hearing that.
I was like, dude, this is icy. Holy
I know.
fuck! I'm like, I don't like it anymore.
I know. I was disappointed, and then
Yeah.
this came out, and like, I mean, "Okay" was like one of my favorite ICP songs I heard in years, dude. I loved it. And Mr. White Suit Shines.
Yeah,
You like that shit?
Yeah, I like that.
that's cool, man. That one just gets you hyped, makes you feel good. That
Yeah.
one.
There's a couple on there that I would legit. If we're talking Juggalo Party.
Oh
The
yeah.
World Is Yours.
Oh yeah.
Dreams of Grandeur.
I really like I Fucked a Cop.
Oh yeah.
The one song of there that they actually play live. Yeah, that's the one. That's like,
Yeah.
God damn.
That one bangs though. It does.
Which song? I Fucked a Cop.
That's the one I'm talking about. I do like that song.
What
a
were
lot.
you talking about? They play live.
Fuck the Cop.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have I seen? I don't know if I've seen him play that live.
Oh, fuck.
If I have, I don't remember it.
That's
That's
it, yeah.
funny though.
They used to do like someone would come out like dressed like a cop, and then like they'd have a wrestler like attack him and put him through a table. It was like a whole.
Oh, okay,
weird-
that's funny.
That's pretty cool. Though. I don't think I wasn't going to shows when this album came out.
I mean, this is also the era where they didn't tour on this. It's not like we had a missing link tour.
Yeah.
Like they did that one song. I feel like this era, I think we talked about. I don't remember. We've been here so long.
Yeah.
I don't remember what we talked about on mic or not. There's just so many songs and albums that they didn't do live and didn't tour on.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's because I only saw Hollow Wickeds. You know, I didn't go.
It's like,
tour.
why weren't they touring that much at that time? Maybe like.
They just, or they did, but it was a different tour. It
Yeah.
wasn't
Wouldn't,
like,
I see. It wasn't like a tour on the album.
right. It was
I
like,
see.
I know this isn't the same time frame, but
It was like American Psychos.
yeah, or Wicked Wonka
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not like the Fred Fury tour where we play. How do you? I was just talking about this with my friend who I drove down here with today. Like Twisted does the exact same thing for the past 10 fucking years. You put out a new album, but you refuse to play it live. So if you're a new fan who I'm into rock music, I heard Twisted on the local rock channel. I'm going to see them, and now they're not playing it.
Yeah.
I'm not going back.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And that's not a knock on Twisted because I think they're trying to eventually, very slowly move to that. But ICP, the same fucking thing. If you bought the last 4 Joker cards and you went to see them live, you aren't seeing one fucking song.
That's a great point. I mean,
It's just I don't want to say it's bad business because what is the music? How do you make music? How do you make money in music now? It's
maybe
shows and merch.
Maybe
right?
ICP in particular, and this will come back around to what Carver said about them being kind of like classic rock at this point. Like they know their hits, and I think they're just going through the motions with making new music.
And it's not only that. ICP's already proven they don't have to play their new album.
Yeah.
People come far and wide from outside the Juggalo world. They see a concert. They know nothing. And
They wanna see Chicken
They go,
Hunt.
holy shit!
You know.
They see an ICP show and it's the spectacle. It's not even.
I
It
agree.
doesn't matter the music.
Yeah, but
So
you're
I-
right. Like how else other than touring on an album and like playing a few of the best songs on the album during the show, like that's how you find which those bangers you're gonna keep playing at the next show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you don't play them live, you probably may not even know like how the audience were or what kind of chant you're gonna do along with that song or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you got to try it. So I'm with you. I like them touring on. Like when a new album comes out, tour on it. I love that. Like I want to see a few new songs. Play Chicken Hunt and Assassins and Hocus Pocus, of course, but I still want to fucking see some new shit. Like I was so excited when they played Something to See at the Gathering. You know, like
Yeah,
that
something
ruled.
different.
That was great, and they ended their set with that.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
And I know there's a flip side to that. Like, I went and saw Metallica when they were in Detroit a couple months ago. And yeah, the 5 songs that they played off of the new CD, I'm like,
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Like, we got something new for you. All right, I'm going to get some popcorn. Like, I get the pro and con of that, but there's got to be some kind of middle ground.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I think the middle ground is just only maybe playing a couple of the ones, but you should at the very least tour on it. Come on, man, sell the merch with the new album on it. Like, let's do it. Come up with a new intro for your show and set. I want to see a Yum Yum set. You know?
Yeah.
We didn't even get that.
I think I've seen the theory that they want to forget the Lost and Found era because it's full of Young Wicked and Sugar Slam.
I mean, if
But
that's the
still,
case, sure.
But
But
fuck, they're not on every fucking song.
yeah.
You know what I'd like to forget?
What?
Yeah, I like it rough. In fact, it's probably.
Oh, are you talking the song, or are you just telling me your deepest dark?
Oh yeah. So let me just get to the song then. I won't go into that. So yeah, the song is. I hate the song. I fucking hate this song.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean,
I'm just gonna keep it simple. I fucking hate this song.
Yeah. Thank God we talked over it and didn't talk about it.
but the flip side, Be Safe rules.
Yeah, I do.
I've
actually
grown
do.
to like
Yeah.
this. a
This
lot.
song should have been the final song.
Yeah, be safe. I mean, it's fun.
It's a
yeah,
fun
I
song.
like it.
It's a song about it's a song about looking out for your homies and shit. You know, like it's a love song. You know, about your friends and family.
And I think I think I've heard them end with this song before.
I think they have.
Was that at the? That might have been at the last
The
gathering.
gathering, yeah.
maybe last
Was it this
year's.
gathering?
I think it was
Did
last
they end
year's.
one of their sets?
This year they ended with Something to See, and I think Bang Pow Boom.
Did they end the set where they did all songs they've never done before? The
That was
jukebox the
that
year
was
before?
last year, and I think that might have been when they played this.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I think I heard this song one of the in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
I feel like again, is it a good ending song for a Bang Pow Boom? Get up and punch your buddy in the mouth? No. But it's a hey, you guys were here for a week. Get home and be safe.
Yeah,
Like,
that's exactly what I got from it.
talk
when I
about
heard
the most
it, yeah.
perfect fucking song to end
Yeah,
a
just
gathering.
be safe. Don't. And I also thought I'm wondering if they selected this. Like someone told them play something that's going to make them not destroy the fucking campgrounds.
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe-
play something that's going to make them happy and feel, not set shit on fire.
You have to chloroform 5,000 people before that's going to happen.
I mean, maybe there is some psychological aspect to that. You know,
I wouldn't doubt it.
But even if not, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it probably still would have that effect.
next year they're gonna make one that says like pick up your trash.
Pick up your trash. Bam, 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 bam.
Everybody grab one piece on your
Pick
way
up your
out.
Trash. Bam, bam.
Cover your fire with dirt, like in parentheses. Make sure it's out.
That's so funny. Test your drugs.
Test your drugs. Pick up your trash. Put out your fire with dirt.
Oh shit, man! All right, here we're getting close to the end here. Let's get this wrapped up. So we're in the Yum Yum era. We're gonna go with Clown Heads. Yet another great, amazing, great idea from ICP that never came to fruition.
I thought you were gonna say cover of an album.
No, but yeah, that cover, Yum Yum's Lore, stupid cover, but nevertheless. No, this song actually isn't bad. I don't hate this song, and as far as an end song, I don't look at it even as being an end song at all. But I just look at it as an idea that never came to fruition. Like I said,
Man, thank God he's gone. Fuck me. Oh, he's still there. Yeah, this is the era where now, just looking at these last couple, they don't scream formulaic to me.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe you could say that's good, but no. Now these are just songs. They are not ending songs to me. And not saying good, bad, or indifferent. They're just not.
Well, I'd say Something to See it fits the mold, but this song definitely doesn't. But I mean, what do you think about something? Like, I guess let me ask your opinion on. We've heard what you thought about Fred Fury. What do you think of Yum Yum in general?
I haven't listened to its entirety enough.
Okay.
To be honest.
Okay.
I probably should, but I haven't. So maybe it'll trigger me when we get to the last song. But I don't hate it.
Sure.
Better than the couple before it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I think if we're talking ebbs and flows of their eras for me, it was definitely like, wow, there's some songs on here that like I get it. Like
Yeah, I got you.
Bang Pow Boom was a very definitive. Like I had a friend at the time who didn't listen for a while, and she looked at me and she's like, now I understand what you guys are talking about. Like this is what brings people back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I totally agree. Bang Pow Boom was that for me as well.
I can see this bringing some people back, like a Yum Yum, the Yum Yum proper.
Sure. Yes.
Lore,
No.
not so much. The other three, whatever. But
And also, I mean, just to give him a little bit of credit with what happened with Lore, like I'm under the assumption that a lot of the songs on Lore were going to be Yum Yum, but they kind of scrapped the album at that point and started over or whatever. Excuse me. And Lore was kind of like the throwaway, shit they already had made for it. So, this song.
Am I wrong? Was Lore like they were kind of kicking it around and making that during COVID?
Lore was
a little before.
no.
Was it?
Well, because Fred Fury was 2019, so Lore I think did come out Juggalo Day 2020, and then Yum Yum came out that Halloween.
I'm
right?
wondering if it was like they had the idea and they started kicking around, then COVID kind of hit and they just kind of scrapped it all, like,
Maybe.
threw it out, and then it was like we're going to go back to after COVID started letting down, everybody started kind of getting back together. They were like, let's just like reapproach it now and do it differently. I'm wondering if that had a kind of a hand in it.
Yeah, maybe.
They were like,
I'm sure it has something to do.
Yeah,
with
they
it.
were like, we can actually get in studio with each other.
Yeah.
Let's do it like this now.
What the hell's going on? Oh, the song kind of switched up on me. This song, I haven't listened to it enough to really have a big opinion. It's a fine song, but end song, don't care about it.
Fine song. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't given Lore enough. I feel like that was one of those I listened to once. And I'm
Yeah.
like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I never listened to it all the way through. I do know that
Other than Bewitching, produced by the Homeboy One Man Crew.
best producer in
Great song.
the underground.
We need to talk about it. I was going to ask you something. We'll save that for. I need a notebook of things I want to talk to you about after the lights go off.
Something to see though. This song rules. I think one of the only Mike P produced songs on Yum Yum, and it's a fantastic end song. I think this song is a love letter to the Juggalos, man.
I like everything about this song. I like Jay's like weird, funky kind of vocals he's doing on it. The only thing that I ever had a problem with the song is the mixing. I do
Okay.
think they mixed his vocals a little too low in this.
Okay, maybe.
I wish you could hear him a little more.
I could see that.
What's the song that they're interpolating here?
I don't know. You know, I didn't know this song was a cover.
Yeah, 100%. I can't.
I didn't know it until I was filling up my gas at Sheetz one day, and like I was like, they're playing ICP. Oh fuck, this ain't ICP.
That's where everyone hears the original "Let's Go All the Way," the woo woo woo. Like
It's always at Sheets.
yeah, whatever you have to get, you're like, fuck. They covered this from.
I just stand there at the pump at Sheets and I write down all the songs. That's where I go to get all my ICP samples.
Yeah, that's a good idea. If you want to know what ICP is going to sample next, go to Sheets, get some gas, you'll hear it.
It's probably exactly how it happens too. Jay's at Sheets and he's like, "Man, that song hits." Mike P, let's do that.
Oh shit. Max Rebo said that Straight Jacket left during Yum Yum. That's a good point. He said that might have something to do with them scrapping some of that. Which if they fell out with him, I could see them being like, "Fuck it, we ain't even gonna worry about him on this album." Then you know, he doesn't get to be on our Joker's card. I can see them doing some shit like that.
The song is "Something About You" by Level 42.
Oh, okay.
Something about
Yeah.
I can hear it. It's one of those definite. You hear it in Kroger.
And they had another cover of a song called Heart and Soul.
I love Heart and Soul.
Yeah, that was a great. That was a
Do you
good
like
song.
the ICP song Heart and Soul?
Yes, because
Okay.
I like Vinny from Sponge. So
Oh,
I
okay.
think it's funny, and I'm more of a rock
I got you.
kid. So
I think that song's good. I
It
like
rules.
that ICP song. I heard a lot of people say, "Oh, it's stupid. The singing on it's dumb." I thought it sounded pretty fucking good.
I like it for what it is.
Yeah, not to mention it was mixed great. That
Yeah.
song sounds great.
That's my favorite song on
Yeah.
Yum Yum for real.
I know that I go back and forth with that, where some things like, oh, that Possum Kingdom's fucking horrible.
Yeah.
But I like the other. Like, I don't know why I like what I do
Yeah.
and don't, but just that's why it's a fucking opinion. Fuck you.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, I actually didn't hate Hungry Like a Wolf, and everybody was hating on this that I was around during the gathering.
I like this more than Possum Kingdom as far as like being an actual good song. Possum Kingdom from the memes, sure, it's fun, more fun for that reason. But this doesn't sound horrible, I guess. But
I think it's super corny. That's why
It's so corny that I like. It's almost like love song corny from Ringmaster, to where I'm like, yeah, he's like just being stupid on this.
yeah,
That's
it's like
fine.
it's like fun corny. Where
Yeah.
Possum Kingdom doesn't sound fun corny. It sounds like he's actually trying.
trying. Yeah, where he's trying. That's when you're like, okay, this is
It's
yeah.
cringe.
Yeah.
That said, I'll say
No, this
that-
one he's going like
Yeah.
it's fine. You know,
He's being a goofball.
Be dumb on it, and I like it.
Are we're gonna jump over the fact that Twisted did Hungry Like a Wolf too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
their version's actually pretty tight. Like,
Yeah.
They tried. Like,
yeah,
that was like a
it's pretty
legit-
good. Dude, what do you think of this song?
I think I really love it, but again, it's you like what you like for no particular reason. It strikes something in me of the why I liked ICP in the beginning. Like, is this a classically good song? Is this fucking Dream On or
Yeah,
whatever? No, but is it fun? Is
Yeah.
it funny? The story has a little bit to be desired. Like, I think there's a hitch in the storytelling.
I'm with you.
where
I
you're
agree.
like, ooh, there's a little plot hole.
Like, is he talking from his current self, or is he speaking as if this is a weird? He's went through some porthole.
Yeah, it's,
I'm with you. On
I'm
that.
a grammar Nazi in that regard. We're
Yeah.
like, oh, are you? Is this in the first person? But
I let it slide because I'm with you. This song rules, man. This I've gone on record saying this is my favorite ICP song in the last decade. I absolutely fucking love this song, dude.
I kind of do too. I think I don't want to.
No.
I'll listen to a whole album of this, man. I love it. Like, Jay is just like, he's hitting a groove on this that is really speaking to my soul.
I like fucking 80s hair metal. That's why I like this. That's why I like Sponge.
Did you like the other one they did, Devil in Leather?
See, I've only listened to that not very often, and I don't recall me loving that.
I liked it, but it doesn't have the same charm that this song has. And obviously I'm comparing it because of the 80s feel, but this song has like a charm to it that is just like so ICP though. You know, they took it and did their own thing on it, where Devil in Leather is them trying to emulate a sound. This, they're not trying to emulate a sound. They're doing ICP in a different vein.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know.
Mike P with a fucking acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
And they're just like singing like he's Eddie Vedder, which
I love
I'll
it.
listen to all fucking day.
Love it. Do you love it too?
No, I don't love this. I don't hate it either.
I know. That's why I had to get your opinion.
Yeah, I was waiting. The look on your face the whole time.
No.
I was like, oh fuck.
No, but yeah, I'm not going to shit on it. I don't hate it. I don't. Again, I agree with you. The story thing to me, there's no point for a story on this song. Sure. Just repeat 80 ballad rock song like choruses and say like just.
But he's telling a story
little-
about how he fell in love with his girl. Like I could see him singing this about Sugar Slam. You know what I mean? Like
I can't even follow the story.
that's-
That's the problem. I can't even like follow the story.
Anyways, I love it, man.
Yeah, it's fun. I'll hate it.
I will. That's one of the only ICP songs I'll listen to. I could listen to like on repeat, genuinely.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this song.
It's
just,
cool. It's got a charm to it. And it sounds good. I just have the emotional attachment to it.
If we ever do a season of miscellaneous songs, we're going to have people send in votes and we're going to pick them out.
Yeah.
If that gets on there and you put in a vote, we'll have you on. Go
Sweet,
lyric by lyric.
Because I want to pick it apart with you. I'm with you. I'm a Nazi about like how if you're going to tell the story, man, tell it. There's more than 12 people getting killed in 12. We've counted.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, but wasn't there a discrepancy where like it still could have been 12?
Yeah,
like
I just read that where he talked about that in the jamming Sam.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, I still count the same number. And I'm like, I don't know.
but we also picked that apart on one of our early shows.
Yeah.
We had a friend on and we all picked it apart, and I think we kind of came to the same conclusion as well.
We found out that you could make it work for 12, I think, but like
It's a killed another, then 3 more. Now
Yeah.
that's where the math goes wrong.
Yeah.
Like, if the killed another is the one you just talked about, and 3 more, but the way you're reading it is I killed this and
Yes.
1 and 3.
Yes,
That one is the one that fucks
yes,
people up.
yes, I think so.
but he
I'm
also
not saying I agree with that.
he also could have been just he killed a few stragglers in there, and then went back to the ones he was going to kill.
yeah.
Okay, so maybe he killed other people. They just weren't part of the 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. I don't know.
I don't know. If you're going to kill 12 people tonight, there shouldn't be miscellaneous other
Yeah.
13, 14, to 15 in there.
That's a great. He did all 12 in one night. Fuck me. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, that aside, that song, I mean, off topic, that song would be a great horror movie. It's a great story. And
Yeah, definitely one of those where you can picture a black and white movie in your head as it's going.
Yeah.
Like, those songs. I love storytelling songs.
and those are the wicked songs that I like. Those are that's ICP and the element of wicked that I think fits.
Sure.
I have no attachment to the song.
Me neither.
whatsoever.
And
Nor do
this
I.
song, I think, was a throwaway from his solo. I would have to assume.
Yeah, I would.
I mean, it's literally called Average Joey. Like this, I don't know. I mean, I guess there's Bazooka Joey's on an ice.
And it throws a it kind of hinders what I think of when Shaggy does his solo things. He does these great trade songs where Shaggy the butcher, Shaggy the weapons expert, Shaggy the this, Shaggy the that.
Yeah.
Like and this one's just average
Yeah.
Shaggy. Like, come on, man, give me something better than average Shaggy.
It's like fucking career day. It's psychopathic. What are you gonna be?
Yeah, man.
I'm like, he's like done every trade, so now he's just I don't have anything. I'm just an average Joe now.
Shaggy the plumber, Shaggy the VCR repairman.
And I think
HVAC.
he should dive into that concept.
that should just like every album he should have a new trade.
Yeah, because it's awesome. I think it's cool.
That's gold. I mean, you're onto something.
Bazooka Joey, that's the weapens
I mean,
specialist.
the Southwest Strangler. What is he there?
He's a
I mean, it's self-explanatory.
well, yeah. Maybe he's I don't know. Maybe it's some sort of
he's a-
martial arts
Oh, I was gonna say an exterminator.
exterminator. Yeah,
He just exterminates possums and shit.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, that song is not a great ending song. Obviously, if that's what we're talking about here, like if that's the end of the Yum Yum era, what a fucking disgrace.
But as of now, that's the end. That's the end of everything ICP. That's the last song that they've put out so far, or
yeah.
that's it.
Other than whatever they did for Halloween, did they put? I can't remember the Halloween song.
Yeah, I think.
But that's just a Halloween song. This is a last song.
just
right?
a Halloween song. Come on, man. What about that song Jay just put out with the girl in the fucking bathroom?
Actually, I will say Jay sounds pretty good in that song, but the song sucks dick, obviously.
Which one?
You didn't? I mean, we're on 2.5 hours, so we're wrapping up here. I mean, the time flies. I know. Well, let me show you real quick because we did not talk about that. Violent J did some new song called "Till Death Do Us Part" with this character named Viking Barbie. This just came out last week. You didn't hear this?
No.
You want to hear it?
I think I'd rather see some of your AI renditions.
Let's look at Viking Barbie. Jay actually, like I said, does sound good in this song.
That's her?
That's Viking Barbie, yes.
Wow. At least she looks pretty good.
She doesn't have enough face tattoos for you to love her.
Yeah.
See, I'm a real fan. I listen.
Yeah.
You think I'm just coming in here like an asshole. I do my research.
Yeah, I mean, no tattoos. She's not my type at all. Here's Jay.
I mean, this sounds like a Jekyll Brothers Bizarre era beat. I mean, they've done this beat 100 times.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 and then it just explodes into a rock hook right here. They've done this beat 1,000,000 times.
Yeah.
So you can't and we've liked this beat 1,000,000 times with other songs they've done. So the music's okay. It fits.
I don't hate the music. I think she sucks, but, you know.
At least she doesn't sound like she's trying to be like. I don't think she's bad, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
It gets the rare Carver mushroom stamp of approval.
I've heard way worse. This ain't bad. No, it's not great, but it's not bad. I don't think it's horrible.
Okay. I mean, I will say this. I did listen to it once, like, in passing, and I didn't hate it. I just thought her. I mean, let's keep it real. Women rappers. Need I say more? But
yeah.
But need I say more? But you know,
it's like women, you know, trying to do comedy. It's kind of the same thing.
It's like women trying to like work.
We love you, girls. Oh gosh, we're just joking.
All right. Nevertheless,
no, I didn't. I think she sounded okay, man. I don't think that's bad.
No, I like
be completely truthful.
I like that said. Like I listened to it once in passing, and I didn't hate it. Like let's do it again. It's okay. I don't know. I immediately want to hate it because like I'm looking at her. I'm like, bitch, you can't rap. You know, that's like my immediate thought up here is, bitch, you can't rap.
But then it starts going down there.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
I'm like, all right, I'll listen to you rap.
I'll watch you with that picture of the sword.
Yeah, we'll just look at this. Anyways.
Yeah, at least she doesn't have like blood all over her.
Hey, now
fucking
wait,
face tats.
wait,
I mean, like,
hey, you better watch yourself, Mister.
is that AI art for that album cover? That Mr. Grain Buckshot?
No, I actually don't think so. All right, let's wrap it up. Peter, you've been a great guest. Thanks, buddy.
Well, thank you. You've been great hosts.
Appreciate that. Thanks, man. Well, this has been a long one. I sorry to keep you here so long, but I'm glad you came and we were able to get through our playlist and had a good time talking about the ends of eras.
Yes,
Yep.
it's the end of the year, the end of an era.
Yeah,
The
great
end of the
idea,
CD.
man. Great idea.
Yeah, it worked out. All right, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Let's shuffle the fuck up out of here. If we're gonna see you at New Year's Evil tonight, see us. Say what's up.
I saw someone in the chat saying that they're going to see us. So
Fuck yeah.
Put it back in the deck.
We will slide this one in there. You said it. You got it.